with you.
Well, a pleasant good evening to everybody watching here on SHN Sports. I am Carl Schoening. David England is my color analyst, and we are finally live. Finally time for football here on SHN Sports. Georgetown Eagles versus the Belton Tigers tonight. And we have a good matchup here as a 6A team will be hosting a 5A team in the Eagles. And David, all we can say is thank God football's back.
Thank God for football, Carl. It's great to be up here in the booth with you. We miss Kelly tonight. He's not able to make the game. He'll be with us next week, so I'm subbing in for Kelly. So
he will be with us in spirit and on an interview. We'll have a few interviews that will play throughout the broadcast here as we get started. We're actually going to go ahead and start off with one of those interviews as big thanks to him for knocking it out earlier in the week. We will start off with the opposing coach, Brett Sniffen, for the Belton Tigers in his first year. Luckily, we were able to have a conversation with him earlier in the week where he can give his thoughts on his team. And without further ado, we'll go ahead and play that interview here with Kelly Duvall and Coach Sniffen.
Folks, we appreciate you joining us on the SHN Sports Georgetown Eagles pregame show. Joining us in our pregame show today is Belton Tigers head coach Brett Sniffen. Coach, thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate your time today.
Thanks for having me.
So how'd your preseason go? I know it's probably unlike any you've had ever. So how'd your Tigers handle the preseason?
Well, it's a little bit of a challenge knowing that, one, you're taking over a new program. Two, then the world kind of implodes on you and you can't work with your kids, hands-on and live. But we did the best we could with Zoom meetings and getting kids our language and our philosophies out there. And then when we got the UI allowed us to go back, that was the big deal. It was allowing us to go back and work with them in the summer, sports specific, especially when we got the 2-hour stuff that kind of made up for some of our missed spring football. Still not live, still not contact, but we're able to move around and at least know where to line up and how to do things.
Right. So I guess your biggest challenge this year with the lack of spring football and such is getting the new language and new terminology and all that over to your players with this being your first year at Belton, right?
Yes, sir. And then just, some kids perform well in T-shirts and some perform better in pads. So putting pads on definitely tells a different story.
And then turning those lights on Friday night makes a difference too, doesn't it?
Yes, sir.
So what's got you excited about this season?
We have great senior leadership here at Belton. I was very fortunate to come in with a great senior class, about 35 kids, and they're hungry. They didn't make the playoffs for the first time in, I think, 5 years last year, so they want to get back there, take care of that business. We also, are focusing on becoming Belton tough again. Talking to the people in the community, that's one thing they want to see is a tough football team. And I think I'm excited for what I saw in the scrimmage for us getting towards that. And I think we're taking a step in the right direction.
So with the scrimmage, of course, Georgetown had their scrimmage last week. You guys had your scrimmage. Belton has always had a reputation for putting a tough football team on the field. It sounds like that's going to be the continuing tradition with you now at the helm there in Belton.
Yes, sir.
So this Friday, it'll be the Georgetown Eagles up there visiting the Belton Tigers. What are you expecting out of the Eagles this week?
Well, just from a little bit, we've been able to watch them and see them on film. And then, go into their scrimmage. We know, one, they're going to be well coached. They're going to line up right. All 11 hats run to the football on defense. When they read their key, they don't second guess themselves. They fly there. And so that's a challenge in itself. There's no weakness there from hustle or anything like that we can exploit. We just have to do the best we can to match them with the intensity and get after them. Offensively, they got some monster there at quarterback. Kid reminds me of like a Kansas State type quarterback who could throw a little bit and then run the ball real well as well. So, he's obviously the offense goes through him. So he'll be, number one guy to stop.
Yeah, I think he's 6'4", 220. That's kind of a tough task to ask anybody, but with the past Belton size into your kids for the expectation.
Well, yeah, you go into the year with championship aspirations, district, regional, state. You need to cherish.
Well, Coach, I sure appreciate your time. I know you're busy and game preparation's all taking place, but we appreciate you taking out a little bit of time to visit with us and give our fans a chance to find out a little bit from the opposing team that we're going to be facing this week. And we look forward to a great matchup between the Eagles and your Belton Tigers. Coach, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And we will see you Friday night, Coach. Best of luck. Hope your team stays healthy above all else, and we wish you luck on this season. Thanks, Coach, and we'll see you Friday.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
The Belton Tigers take the field as we come back. We hope you appreciated that pregame interview with Coach Brett Sniffen, as Kelly Duvall with us in spirit through those interviews. And as you see, tonight you won't be the Tiger King is the name of the banner that the Eagles have as they prepare to take the field. The big come and take it battle flag of Gonzalez as they charge the field. And hey, that's the sign that football is back. We are only moments away from the start of the kickoff. We're going to actually have an interview now with Darson Herman, and then we're going to have the kickoff here on SHN Sports.
SHN Sports Georgetown Eagles football pregame show. Quarterback Darson Herman, he's our Spotlight Player of the Week this week. Darson, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we're excited, man. Finally get to say it's game week.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That's exciting.
So this offseason, unlike any offseason that anybody has ever had, what's been the biggest challenge for you?
Just, everybody having to keep their masks on. It's just that one little annoying thing, but, you have to do it to be able to play this year. But honestly, everything's going good. We were luckily one of the few high school teams that were able to practice all summer long and do workouts. So we were lucky with that. But other than that, we're looking crisp.
Yeah, y'all look good in the scrimmage the other night against Eastview. I saw a lot of stuff that got me really excited. What's been your biggest area that you want to improve in this year over last year?
Just seeing the defense, seeing the field, seeing what they're giving me, taking what they're giving me. I've always been good with run game. That's one of my athletic abilities that I've been gifted with. Just improving the throwing game, which I've done tremendously over this offseason through the summer. And just improving everything with throwing wise and reading defenses and seeing the field.
So this week, week one, tough challenge. Seems like Georgetown's usually scheduling some pretty tough pre-district games and got a pretty tough one in the Belton Tigers this week. What's your focus this week?
Just being crisp, making sure my teammates are all doing the right thing, being a leader, making sure we're not having any dumb penalties, making sure we're moving the ball down the field, and we should be good.
So you've got a lot of weapons behind you this year and out to the sides on the split outs and should be able to keep your guys pretty fresh with the coaches switching them in and out. You got to be excited about that.
Oh, yeah, for sure. We have a ton of seniors. That comes with leadership too. Seniors, they're doing a great job. Playbook's 100%, and we're looking to be great this year.
Yeah, you guys look pretty crisp in that scrimmage, especially for not having spring football or anything like that. So we're all excited about it. Well, we appreciate you taking the time with us. You got any shout-outs today?
Shout out my teammates, shout out my O-line, all my coaches, my family, and that's about it.
All right, Darson, we appreciate it. Folks, we'll have Spotlight Player of the Week every week on our pregame show. And then stay with us for the game. We'll have live video on Friday night, so you'll be able to watch these games live if you can't make it out there. Darson, thanks again, buddy, and good luck this Friday. Best of luck to you guys.
Thank you, and thank you for having me.
All right, man. Take care and be safe. Folks, we'll see you. It's almost kickoff time, so Eagle fight never dies.
That's right.
We come back at the end of the national anthem. I am happy to report that we are moments away from kickoff. I'm Carl Schoening along with David England, and we're so happy that you guys joined us here on SHN Sports for the start of this 2020 season, finally. And I don't think Belton, Texas got the news that it's September because it's kind of hot out there.
It is. It was not very nice this morning. It's starting to warm back up. I think we're looking really good for the temperature tonight. It should cool off into the 60s this evening, and winds are a little slight out of the south. There's really not much wind up here, so weather is picture perfect. Not a cloud in the sky. The moon is out to the south. Beautiful weather, Carl. Friday night lights are bright. Thank God we're playing football in Central Texas. Everybody in the stands is being very safe. Everybody's wearing their masks, and everybody's social distance. So we're in great shape. And as the one captain from each team meets at the 50-yard line, the big red B for Belton in the middle. So I think they're doing that for social distancing as well this year, just having one captain out there for the coin toss.
Yeah, exactly. As you see, Cade Lachlan out there meeting the Belton, the opposing captain from Belton, Thomas Bowman, both of them seniors, having a little conversation at midfield that results in who's going to have which side of the field and who's going to be kicking. And as we see, it looks like Georgetown will be receiving the opening kickoff, and they will be heading towards the north end zone for the first quarter. And, oh, man, once they put toe to leather, everybody's going to be going crazy in this place.
Carl, this is a beautiful facility here in Belton, Texas. They've got a 2-story weight room facility to the north end of the end zone. If you've never been here, this is a great place to come watch a game. A lot of Georgetown faithful came. Eagle Nation has shown up really well tonight. They've got a video jumbo board. It's a beautiful turf field. So Tiger Field is where we're at in Belton, Texas, and this is the county seat for Bell County, if you will. Off in the distance, we can see the Scott and White Hospital Temple, and a beautiful view up here.
Aaron Bain will be kicking things away for Belton, and back deep to receive the kick for the Eagles is Brandon Bradford as well as Ryan Eady. They're waiting around the 10-yard line for the opening kickoff. And after all of this, the way Belton's kind of setting up this formation to start things off, would you be surprised of an onside kick?
That would be interesting. That would be a heck of a way to start off a really weird 2020, wouldn't it, Carl?
Yep, and as he goes back for his 10-yard charge, Bain will put toe to leather, and they go to a more normal formation. It is a wobbly kick that goes sideways, but it is taken by Eady. He bobbles it at the 15, and then he's laid out. The ball is loose, and it's picked up by the Tigers. They turn it over inside the 15 on the opening kickoff, and Eady, who lost the fumble on it a little bit, will go ahead and pick up his helmet. He wouldn't be able to come back in the next play, but he's playing offense tonight, and the Tigers start off in the red zone.
Carl, he was absolutely leveled at the 10-yard line there. That's a pretty rough way to start. So let's hope that doesn't shake the kids, and they shake that off and play good defense right now.
Well, it's a 3-3 stack defense for the Georgetown Eagles. Up front, Bradshaw, Montoya, and Washington. Behind them at the linebackers, Langhorne, Maidlow, and Obina. The safeties back, De La Rosa, Valencia, and McConnell. The corners on either side, Espinoza and Bazile. Leading the offense is Ruben Jimenez for the Tigers. A read option. He hands it off up the gut. No real gain there on the first play. Taking the handoff for the Belton Tigers was Maurice Reed, who is getting the start at the running back.
And that's good, Carl, because that was one of our question marks at the beginning of the season was our defensive line.
So it is 2nd and 10, and it'll be a pass play on 2nd and 10. Looking for the end zone is Ruben Jimenez, and bobbling the catch in and out, no good. Incomplete on the play is Riley Madden, and he had a touchdown and couldn't come down with the 6 points. And that should stop the clock. We keep the clock running. It's the first game for the men upstairs, too, and it's 10:22 with the clock still moving after the incomplete pass.
It looked like Aaron Bazell on coverage in the corner. He was late getting to him. We were very fortunate that ball was incomplete.
2 men in the backfield. It's a read option and a rollout to the right on the bootleg, and deciding to tuck it and run, going for the end zone, and a touchdown is scored by Ruben Jimenez. He didn't need to get the yard to gain. He just took it all the way in the end zone for the opening 6 points of the season. Belton on top first.
And he ran that really well, and he read what the defenders were giving them. They were covering the pass option really well, so he just took that opportunity to jump in the end zone, and the defenders didn't have quite a chance to get out of the end zone and get him.
Point after attempt will be kicked for the Tigers by Trenton Newby, and it is good. And 7 points is the start-off lead here for Belton after the bobbled kickoff. The Eagles were unable to get back on top of it, and then just an 11-yard quarterback keeper all the way into the end zone for the first 7 points of the game. 10:05 left to play into the first quarter, and the Eagles have to answer back already.
They do, and keep their composure. And it's so early, and we've had a scrimmage, but this is the first game. This is non-district. Of course, this Belton is a big 6A program up here. So Georgetown is fortunate. They have so many athletes, so many skilled players coming back this year. I don't know if we've talked about it yet, and we'll get into it more as the broadcast goes on. We've got 54 returning seniors this year, and all of our skill positions are back. Our only little question mark is the D-line, but so far it looked like the D-line did pretty well on that last drive because they had to scramble out to the outside. But let's see how this kickoff goes.
So that was 3 plays, 11 yards on the first offensive series of the game for either team as Belton scored first. Only took 1 minute and 55 seconds.
So you have Edie and Bradford back deep again to receive the kick.
And another kick on the way. This one will be taken by Edie again. He grabs it at the 5, goes down the numbers on the right side, gets across the 20, ducks his head at the 25, and is stopped just short of the 30. And after bobbling it on the first play, he makes up for it and gets it out to where the officials will go ahead and give him the 30-yard line, and the Eagles can take over.
It was a good return. Anytime you can get it up to the 30-yard line, that's respectable, so that's good. Georgetown Eagles are wearing their white unis and black pants and the traditional Georgetown helmet. It has changed just a little bit. It's got EFND on the front and Eagles on the back.
It'll be Darson Herman in the pistol. He has Nunny behind him. He'll take a high snap, and then Dunny behind him, and he throws it over to the left side. It is in and out of the hands of the intended receiver for the Eagles, as making the first touch is Trussell, and he was unable to come down with it. Second down.
So that defensive back read that really well, jumped the pass, and got in front of Trussell that time. Almost picked it off, but it hit the ground, incomplete.
2nd and 10, 2 men in the backfield with Herman. He sends a man in motion, and he fakes the handoff and gives it to
Devin
man
Ross
in the backfield. It'll be Ross who gets across the yard to gain at the 40, and that moves the sticks for the Eagles on 2nd down.
And he's brought down by Aaron Bain.
Bain, who's also on kickoff duties this evening. Herman with 2 receivers to the right, 2 men in the backfield with him. He has a zone read and passes into the flats. It's caught and then across the 50 into Belton Tigers territory. The catch is made there by Brandon Bradford. His first grab of the season goes for about 15 yards.
Absolutely. That was a good little kind of a slot play right there. Bradford came around from the outside, and
Herman on 1st and 10 and the Tigers 45 hands it off, and not going anywhere with that one.
That time the Belton defensive line really had good penetration there and getting through our O-line. We've got 3 returning guys from last year, so they're changing it a little bit. They're putting Heffernan out to the right now.
Here's a run play to the right side, and nothing going there. Back to the line of scrimmage.
And that's Malik Jackson. Coach Sniffen talked about that in the pregame show. Malik Jackson is somebody we need to be watching for. He chased down Herman around the corner there.
In the backfield for the Eagles is Bryson Hanks, who's listed as a linebacker, and he goes over in motion to the left. Herman in the shotgun, 3rd and long. He drops back for a pass. He's under pressure, stays on his feet, looks for a lane, is able to evade a couple tackles, gets a block on the left side at the 40. Looks for some space, and he stopped just short of the yard to gain. But this is 4-down territory early in the game with 7:53 left to play.
So fortunate there when he hit the ground, the ball came out, but he had already touched the ground. I believe number 46 for the Eagles. That's got to be
Bryson Hanks is listed on the roster.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's Denny, but
I'm thinking it's Denny too, but we'll go ahead and go with our roster for now and try and get that taken care of. It looks like Denny to me as well, and it looks like it'll be a pooch punt and a nice play here by Herman just to send this one inside the 15, and it will take a Tiger roll back towards that 15, and a nice conservative play to throw off the Tigers so they don't have a chance to return. 7:17 left to play in the opening quarter. Tigers up 7-0.
Well, we did move the ball. We didn't get what we wanted, but we did move the ball and flip the field, and I think that's important to set Belton back and have them more of a normal start. So let's see what our defensive line can do. Our secondary is excellent with a lot of returning players in our secondary with Trent McConnell, Saul De La Rosa, Aiden Valencia, Aaron Bizel, and Eric Espinoza back there. So
Jimenez will be in the shotgun. He is Reed to his left, and it'll be a double pass here as they throw out to the flats and then deep down the field, looking for it and incomplete. Flags come in. It'll be a defensive pass interference as that one was intended for a deep bomb over to the Belton Tigers receiver, Eddie Henry.
And unfortunately, Aaron Bizel was kind of all over the top of him. And that was interesting how they set that up, little backwards pass. They were trying to catch Georgetown off guards, and they were trying to test our secondary, and our secondary would take the pass interference over a deep ball.
That's very true. It could have been a dangerous play, and it was really good defense until after the actual pass, I would say. When the pass was uncatchable, he seemed to tackle him.
Historically, Georgetown tries to not let anything get over their heads. That's always been a big deal with Coach Dean and Coach Griffin is, bend but don't break. Just don't let it get over our heads.
So now Jimenez will be in the shotgun. He is Reed to his right, and he'll drop back for a quick pass on a 2-step drop. He hits a man making a quick comeback route, and the catch is made by Cannon Utley. And Utley picks up 8 yards on first down.
Aaron Bizel's number 13. I apologize. That was Trent McConnell with that previous pass interference.
2nd and 2. It's a handoff here to Reed, and Reed finds room on the right side, gets across midfield, lowers his shoulder, almost breaks a tackle, but then is brought down by the man wrapping him up for the Eagles, Andres Langhorn, and the senior keeps that one from going further, but the Tigers get into the red zone.
Right. Dre Langhorn, really helped out the D-line there on that one, and he had a good opening.
1st and 10. The Tigers in Eagles territory at the 43-yard line. It's another run play, and Reed will get laid out by a linebacker, and a big hit right there made for the Eagles by Valencia.
Aiden Valencia coming in there and stopping that real quick. So a little bit of a gain, 2nd and 4.
2nd and 4, ball on the 37-yard line. Clock moving at 6:05 left to play in the opening quarter. Man goes in motion right to left. Dropping back, 5-step drop, looking for a pass, and it's deep down the middle of the field, looking for the same receiver that was on the deep threat earlier. That was Henry, and that falls incomplete in the end zone. Clock stops at 5:54.
It looked like he kind of tripped right there at the end zone. That sprinkler head got him as he was running down the field.
Got to blame the grounds crew for putting a sprinkler out there. So now everybody gets a chance to catch their breath. Play clock is at 23 seconds here as new substitutions come in for the Tigers. They're trying to keep this drive alive. 3rd and 4. In the backfield, it's Davis. He's with Jimenez as a man goes in motion. The handoff to Davis. Davis goes up the gut, and he'll be close to that first down. They'll give it to him as he gets out to the 32-yard line, and a first down for the Tigers. taking the refs a moment to go ahead and let them move the chains. Now they do as substitutions come onto the field both ways. Clock did stop at 5:48 here. And Tigers marching down the field. And the play is stopped by whistles here as a timeout is called by the Eagles. And take it, Coach Griffin didn't like something he saw.
Yeah, you know, they've got a little bit of momentum right now after that quick score. You'd like to kind of gather your defense. It's all right, let's talk to our defense real quick. Give them a quick break, settle things down, and yeah.
Yeah, and that's a good chance for us to give you guys a recap of what has happened so far. Eagles received the opening kickoff, were unable to hold on to it as the ball was recovered by the Tigers inside of the 15. It was a 3-play, 11-yard drive as the quarterback Ruben Jimenez was able to take it into the end zone on a bootleg, which he turned into a quarterback scamper into the end zone. And Eagles were able to have a solid drive back the other way, but on fourth down elected to pooch punt, and this is the second possession for the Tigers as they're trying to add on to their 7-0 lead.
I really like what I see on that defensive line. Georgetown always does seem to reload. We've got some size on our D-line, and then with Langhorne and, our linebackers and stuff, we've got a 4-2 right now for our set.
1st and 10. Jimenez drops back under pressure. He lets one fly down the left sideline, and it's almost intercepted as the Eagles were doing a good job covering that one. Unable to come down with that one, but getting his hands on it was Sal De La Rosa.
Yeah, that was a great effort. Sal's got a lot of speed, can cover the field, and almost came back with a really nice interception. But that was nice pursuit by our D-line. They also did a little rush there. They brought the linebackers and put that quarterback under a lot of pressure, Ruben Jimenez.
2nd and 10, 5:34 left. The Tigers have the ball on the Eagles 32. It's a quick pass to the outside and making some room as making a man miss was the receiver who caught it, Utley, but the flag comes in, and the expression on your face makes me think this is against the Tigers.
I hope so. We'll see. Let's. It came from one of the back judges over there.
And usually that's the sign of a block or illegal block or a hold. Let's see what the official has. It is a hold on the Tigers, so it'll remain 2nd down, but they're going to back them up 10 yards.
We'll take it. We'll take it. That'll work.
So the ball moves back to the 42-yard line in Eagles territory. The yard to gain is the 22-yard line, so clock stopped at 5:25. They'll probably wind it up here. 2 men in the backfield with Jimenez. Reed will get the handoff, runs around left end, and he is tripped up and then brought down. Nice job on the tackle made by Dre Langhorne.
And Saul De La Rosa came up and tripped him up there.
So a running play on 2nd and 30 will make this 3rd and 13 after a gain of 7. 2 receivers on both sides for Jimenez. Obvious passing down. He throws it out to the flat. It's caught across the 30 and then being wrapped up and brought down just short of the 25 is Seth Morgan, a junior receiver for the Tigers. And he got out of bounds, so the clock stops at 4:40, well short of the first down, so it's 4th and about 6 here.
Great job, Trent McConnell, coming across the field and dragging him down.
And let's see what they elect to do here. 4-down territory is what they decide it is. Jimenez in the shotgun. Reed to his right. 2 receivers on both sides. They're going to change the play here with 12 seconds left on the play clock. New instructions being barked out to the offensive line. They got to hurry. 2 seconds on the play clock. Emptying out the backfield is Reed, dropping back for a pass as Jimenez. He rolls out to the left, fires down the left sideline, and into the end zone off the back of the intended receiver covering corner, but a flag comes in, and it looks like they're going to call a pass interference on Eric Espinoza.
Yeah, Eric just never did turn around. He had his back to the ball the whole time. That was an obvious pass interference, unfortunately, for Georgetown.
On 4th down, that will reset the downs for the Tigers and move the ball ahead 15 yards. And just a backbreaker on a good defensive series by the Eagles.
Right. You've got to be careful. Then it's just, this is the first game. It's been such a weird year starting, almost a month late. And it's just been a weird year so far. So everybody's trying to shake off the cobwebs and settle down.
Reed will move over to the left side as Jimenez gets new orders to his offensive line. 1st and 10, ball at the 13-yard line. In the red zone are the men in red, and it's a zone read keeping it as Jimenez, and he's wrapped up and stumbles down back at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
Great job, Sal De La Rosa, on holding the edge and getting that corner and making sure he didn't get away from him. He got his shoelaces. I'm knocking the cobwebs off too, Carl.
Yeah, no worries. Daniel Obina there also helping out on the play. 2nd and 10. 2 men in the backfield here with Jimenez. 2 receivers to his left. The fullback shifts over to the right side. It's a play action on the bootleg to the right, and a catch bobbled by Utley, but a flag in on the play. Let's see what this is about as Utley drops the pass that would have gotten him inside the 10.
It looked like it was the flag was thrown towards the line.
Already been 1 holding call on the Tigers and 2 pass interference calls on the Eagles this evening. As the sun has completely set, we're happy you joined us on SHN Sports. First quarter, 3:35 left to play, and this is going in the Eagles' direction as it was a hold called on the Tigers. And that backs them up behind the initial line of scrimmage, 10 yards, so 2nd and 20.
That makes up for that pass interference, doesn't it?
They'll take it. The backfield emptied out, and looking for Reed was Jimenez. Instead, he decides to keep it himself around left end, makes a man miss, and he gets back to the original line of scrimmage and give him a couple more yards as he shows off that he can do with his feet.
Aaron Bazell and Dre Langhorne were right there to meet him. They weren't fooled. He tried to do a little trickery, get around him, and then they stopped him. So that was good. 3rd down, still kind of 3rd and long right now. They're in the red zone. Let's hold them here.
3rd and 8. Clock moving here at 3:07 left to play in the opening quarter. Belton trying to add on to a 7-0 lead. Jimenez in the shotgun. Reed to his left, takes a low snap, hands it off to Reed, goes behind his right guard, and then he is wrapped up and brought down short of the 1st down, but inside the 10. And we might see the first field goal unit of the season here, as that'll be 4th and 4 after the dust settles.
I believe that was Justin Simmons on the tackle for Georgetown. No, I'm sorry. Emmanuel Obinaya on the tackle. Threw him down. That was a good job.
So getting ready to kick it for the for the field goal attempt for Belton will be Seth Morgan. Morgan sends that through the uprights and good to make this a 10-0 lead. And, that's a lot of film room on that. Both penalties, both sides had plenty of penalties. You hear the Texas fight song in the background, as that is also the Belton Tigers fight song. And that's sort of how it goes here this evening, as a couple penalties both ways result in the Tigers scoring a field goal. You'll take it over the touchdown, as they've had a couple opportunities to score a touchdown on that drive.
Absolutely. Hats off to our defense for, holding them to just a field goal. So that's some confidence right there that, Belton's a big 6A program, and they've always been a powerhouse up here. So that's real nice to see our defense, do well and just hold them to that field goal, Carl. And our Georgetown band is not in attendance tonight. I don't know if I haven't heard if they're traveling for away games. If you're listening on a YouTube stream, if anybody wants to chime in on that would be helpful. I want to say hi to Kelly Duvall. He's watching tonight. And Susie Q, I guess Aunt Ang, she's cheering for Cade Laughlin tonight.
Bain will kick it away. Back deep to receive it are both Bradford and Edie, waiting around the 7-yard line, or the 18-yard box if you're a soccer fan. They have the soccer lines out there. Bain will take a 10-yard charge. 2:17 left to play in the first quarter, and the Eagles looking to bounce back from a 10-0 deficit Edie will stumble over to the right side, makes the catch, gets across the 15 to the 20, finds room across the hash marks on the right side, and gets to the 32-yard line before he is brought down on the play. And making the tackle was Seth Morgan, but Edie, who bobbled it, cold hands a little bit, it warmed him up, and also has given us good 2 solid returns for the Eagles here as he's redeemed himself.
Absolutely. They're really excited about Edie. He was a very productive runner last year. Every time he touched the ball, him or Zane Quick, it was 7 to 10 yards every time they touched the ball. Shifty runner. He knows the system. He grew up here, so he's a good, reliable first starter.
Herman in the pistol. He will toss it out to the back, and I think this is Sparkman firing deep down the sideline, and it's caught. Nice play by Bradford. He spins away from a defender, and then he stumbles inside the 30, but it's not a big deal as Brandon Bradford comes down with the catch, and it's a spectacular catch, inching the Eagles towards the borrow from Morrow first down, and the Smoothie King red zone is about 10 yards away. It's the borrow from Morrow first down. Empty backfield here for Herman. He's going to keep it running up the middle, finds a hole inside the 20, getting to the 10, and then he is stopped inside the 10. And now we're in the Smoothie King red zone with a borrow for Morrow first down.
Outstanding. That was a great design run. They saw they were going to bring the blitz. They said, let's let Darson run up the middle and burn them. So that was a beautiful run. You'd love to see Darson run like that.
First and goal from the 8.
Devin Ross in the backfield. Looks like Denny's blocking for him.
2 men in the backfield here for Herman, who lobs it up towards the end zone, and a touchdown
Fade
caught
for
there.
Trussell on the touchdown.
Trussell comes down with 6 points. The Eagles answer back after falling down 10-0. What a drive right there.
Outstanding. That was nice fade, nice touch on the ball there from your big junior quarterback. He just put a little fade on it, and Trussell, big, I believe he's 6'6", just goes up and gets that. He's 6'6", 215.
Now time for the point after attempt to be kicked by Carson Salceda, and he sends it through, and the Eagles draw back within 3, and the Georgetown Eagle Booster Club drive of the drive was from the 32. So let me do the math real quick. 68 yards, 3 plays, and man, you got to really give Coach some credit. I wonder how long he had been working on that play to I actually beg your pardon. It was, if I'm not mistaken, we might need to get an updated roster. Morgan Newland, who threw the pass, but he's listed as a defensive back. I believe that was Sparkman out there who made the big play.
Yeah, it looked like a running back that ran out. That it could have been. We'll work on our roster.
We will get an updated roster as one of the guys that we were both excited about, Nate Denny out there, who we think he might be a different number than what we have, because it looked like a running back was wearing a number on our roster that is assigned to a linebacker.
Right.
So 1:21 left to play in the opening quarter. It's 10-7. Tigers with a 3-point lead, about to send it away. Carson Salceda will take his first kickoff with a 7-yard charge. Reed and Jimenez are back there deep to receive. And this one is high and short, taken out the 20 by Jimenez, and the quarterback returning. You don't see that too often. Gets it to the 26-yard line.
Dre Langhorn on that stop there. That was a nice high kick. You got to love that from your kicker. Kick that up so high that it gives all the white shirts plenty of time to get down there and get to the returner. That's nice. I believe I see a flag, offsides on the kicking team.
5-yard penalty be added on here.
Okay. Want to welcome in everybody listening. We've got 203 folks listening on the stream tonight. We're excited to be able to bring live video broadcasting on a Friday night. This year the UIL is letting us do that, and it's very exciting. SHN across our whole network. There's multiple games going on tonight, but we've got a lot of folks listening in. You know, whether you can't make the drive, you're out of town, what have you, or you want to do social distancing, we hope we provide an amazing broadcast for you. Carl Schoening, myself, David England on the call. We've got Cole up there running the camera, and we'll have Kelly Duvall next week back on the color commentary, and he's a hoot to listen to. The guy's hysterical. He's always got something every game that he says that just leaves you rolling in your seat.
They'll elect to re-kick it for Salcedo, who was not too bad getting it to the 22 after all things considered, but they will want to get another try to send it again. The Tigers will have Reed catch it inside the 10, and he'll look for space down the middle of the field, trying to find a blocker, and he is stopped short. And it's a moot point there as it's back to the 22. They'll give him the 23-yard line on the return.
That was number 12, Caden Wolf, a senior. He played last year. We called his name a few times. He's listed as a linebacker. Great job, Caden, on that, getting down there, his pursuit. If you think about it, they pushed him back 10 yards, and he kicked it all the way to the 5-yard line. Throughout the year, we could see him kicking it out of the end zone. Salcedo.
So 1st and 10 here for Belton. They were up 10-0. The Eagles were able to come back with quite a drive, and now it's time for the defense to try and see if they can get a stop and help out their offense. Here's a zone read and dropping back for a pass, looking out to the right and keeping it, avoiding a defender down the right sideline, incomplete, and Jimenez did everything there just to make sure that he could maybe give Utley a chance, but overthrows Utley, and the clock stops at 1 minute.
Almost an unadvised pass, Carl. He had Bizzell covered. Bizzell was all over him. So it was interesting that he chose to pass it, and we're fortunate we didn't get a pass interference there, but it was covered very well by our senior DB back there.
2nd and 10, Tigers on their own 23-yard line. Jimenez, the man joined him in the backfield, and he hands it off around left end to that man in motion, who's brought down after a gain of about 7-yard lines. Give credit to the carry to Riley Madden. The quarterback / receiver on your roster comes in and gets a handoff, and it's 3rd and 3.
I believe Aiden Valencia was in pursuit on him and was able to get to him pretty quick.
35 seconds left as the clock ticks here at the end of the first quarter. Jimenez looking at a potential blitz by the Eagles, keeps it after faking the handoff, able to shake one defender across the 40, the 50, looking to beat one more man at the 30, and he is brought down at the 20. Saving the touchdown by the Eagles was Aaron Bazile, and man, if it weren't for Aaron, that would be 6 points and a 70-yard touchdown run there by Jimenez.
Aaron Bazile did not give up on that run. He pursued him down. One guy had him by his feet, just couldn't quite catch him. Thank goodness Aaron Bazile was right where he needed to be to chase him down.
And he shows off some of that speed there and no quit. 1st and 10. The red zone the drive now in the red zone here, and they're going to go ahead and let the quarter end. We'll go ahead and take the break with him here on SHN Sports. At the end of 1, it's the Tigers 10, Eagles 7. I beg your pardon, we do have commercials. We will get them, I promise you, as we have just a little bit of a technical difficulty. And here we are with the Eagles and Tigers switching sides for the first time. And I got to tell you that it's a good day here for the Eagles as they started off 10-0, but they're excited to play some football. They have an opportunity here after that 70 yards to – or almost 70-yard run. It was only a 50-yard run to try and get a stop here as they start the quarter in the shadow of their own goalpost.
Exactly, and just like before, let's hope that the Georgetown Eagle defense can stiffen up and keep them, from getting into the end zone and, hold strong here. We've got a great secondary. A lot of folks around the Central Texas area, including the Statesmen, feel like our secondary is one of the best, if not the best, in Central Texas, and I believe that with all of them playing last year. So much depth, so much experience. So.
All right, the second quarter here as we get started. We have a false start, and that'll back up Belton 5 yards. So after the big play, they just elected to let the time expire on the first quarter.
Devin Boff says EFND, let's go Eagles. Reading the live chat on YouTube.
It's a run up the middle on first down. Only a gain of a yard there by the Tigers.
You know, there's times I really like what I'm seeing so far out of that front four for Georgetown's defense. That offensive line, though, for Belton is no joke. They're big. They've got one fellow that's started since he was a freshman, so there's a lot of experience on their line from what I'm to understand.
2nd and 14. After the gain of 1, it's another handoff. It'll be a run up the gut for a good gain there by Seth Morgan, and he gets it to the 15-yard line, deeper into the red zone. But it's a 3rd down here and a big one for the Eagles.
Dre Langhorne got in on that tackle as well. I didn't catch who touched him first, but got into the secondary there.
3rd and 5. Jimenez fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, trips up under his own man, is able to stumble across the 10. The ball comes loose. The Eagles say they have it, but the official there, the line judge says that the play was down, but the other official says that it's the Eagles football. They'll take the turnover.
And that was number 13, Aaron Bazell, came up holding the ball.
A little bit of confusion there by the officials, but
there's a little conference going on down there. Let's hope this stands.
And yes, it will stand as the referee, the white hat, goes ahead and points in the Eagles' direction. Turnover right when the Eagles needed it most in the red zone.
We love the turnovers, and now we're 1 for 1 on turnovers, right, Carl? That makes up for the one down there at the beginning of the game. So turnover battle is back to even.
And the Eagles' offense will come back out here.
Looks like Devin Ross in the backfield. I'm so curious who that fullback is there.
We'll try to get an updated roster next time around as a timeout is called by the Tigers. We'll go ahead and try and take it again with them. It's 10-7. Belton takes their first time out of the game. 10:52 left to play in the second quarter. We'll be back in a moment on SHN Sports.
You're ready for the future?
And the future is full of possibilities.
Because your dream home
is right around the corner.
If you're ready for the next step,
or 2,
or 3,
we can help. At our bank, we're ready to help you open doors to your future.
Our mortgage team is here and ready to begin your next step.
Doing the right things for the right reasons.
Welcome to our bank.
You belong here.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
First and 10 for the Eagles as they get a big turnover. Jimenez coughs up the football, and the Eagles trying to come back from down 10-0, only down 3 at the moment. Herman in the pistol. Play action. He's under pressure, and he tried to get rid of the ball and decides to tuck it just in time to avoid both a safety and potential bad throw. And, man, that puts them behind the 8 ball, though, as they're given a generous spot at the 3-yard line.
Yeah, it's going to bring up 2nd and long. And you know, it's tough. They had good penetration. That defense of Belton led by Malik Jackson, number 3, coming around that corner. That's tough to stop. That's a tall order, and I believe they've got Connor Heffernan trying to watch him.
Eagles are at their own 3-yard line. 3 men in the end zone for the Eagles as Herman will keep it after faking the handoff, and he's able to get back some of the yards he lost all the way to the 10-yard line. And that's a smart play there by Coach Griffin, and just letting Herman, who's 6'4", 220, do his wrecking crew thing.
Absolutely. When you've got a dual-threat quarterback who's that big, and then you've got a stable of wide receivers behind him, that really – you could do a lot of running, and that it does bring up 3rd and 9, but it gets us out of the end zone in case we have to punt.
Eagles have it at their own 10-yard line.
Trips to the right.
Herman will pass. Throws it in the middle. It's nicely caught there at the 10, looking for some space across the 15, and it'll be close to the yard to gain. Give the Eagles the first down as the borrow from Morrow first down comes just in time. They're going to move this. Yeah, the official took his time to give the motion, but the Eagles have the clock keep moving on them at 9:25 left, but I think that's partially because the official took a moment to mark the first down. Here we go, 2 men in the backfield. Man goes in motion. It'll be a handoff, and
Lachlan.
running around the left side as Lachlan goes down the left sideline. He has a lot of room as he gets the first down, and Moore gets to the 42-yard line, and it's a borrow for Morrow first down. Back-to-back plays for the Eagles, and while I didn't give credit to him earlier, but a nice play by Lachlan to get the first down a moment ago before that.
I tell you what, Coach Beatty's got to be having a blast. I'll wait to make
they're going to tempo them here as it's a pitch outside,
nice
debating
block.
a tackle at the 30 to the 40, and then stops short at the 45 as he falls over. But we said early that was Bryson Hanks, but he's listed as a linebacker. That's got to be Denny.
It's got to be Denny. After watching the game the other night, that looks so much like Denny in his size and in the style of running that he does.
It's another borrow from Morrow first down as the Eagles are marching down the field. They're at their own 45-yard line, 2 men in the backfield, and it's a handoff to Ross, and Ross tried to bounce back out, and he fights his way to a gain of 1 as flags come in on the play.
Might be in the holding variety, possibly. It was, yeah.
10-yard penalty as it is a hold. And Devin Ross, who was able to fight for that 1 yard, will have it negated, and it'll be 1st and 20.
You know, this really takes me back and reminds me of the 2012 season with all these kids. Coach Beatty has got all these weapons, and his offensive playbook is at 100%. He can do anything he wants with these kids on plays.
2 men in the backfield. Herman will fake the handoff, fire to the flats. It's a completed catch, but the ball just pops out of his hands, incomplete, and that'll bring up 2nd and 20.
I like
one of those situations where he was maybe thinking about moving before completing the catch.
Yeah, I like the play call. You know, he's got some blockers out there, and it was, you know, they're up tempo, and it reminds me a lot of the good old days when we had so much experience on that 2012 team that these kids can, you know, so many fast plays.
Denny cleared out of the backfield, and Herman will pump fake to him. He's under pressure, and he falls down at the 28-yard line, trying to maybe make a move. They'll give him the 29, but that brings up 4th down and third down, and not the punting unit, but a tough situation for the Eagles offense as that backs them up.
That's about 3rd and 25.
I'm also keeping track of the scoreboard, so I appreciate the quick math there as the scoreboard operator here agrees. 3rd and 25, 2 receivers on both sides, and here comes the pressure as Herman is able to escape it briefly, but then he was ankle tackled and was able to find his way to the 33-yard line, but 4th down and only a gain of a few.
You know, we were able to move the ball out of the end zone. At one point, we were looking at the 1-yard line, and so give credit. They were able to move the ball up the field. It is still Belton Tigers 10, Georgetown Eagles 7. We're in good shape. 7:30 to go in the first half, and they're looking at punting it away now. But let's see how we can cover this.
Toe is put to leather, but this one goes way wide right, and no chance for a return from Trent West. And this will be marked out of bounds at the 50-yard line. Funny how they always give them round up, don't they?
And that's the first punt of the season, if I'm correct.
It is for the Eagles, correct.
So.
Might be for both teams, actually. I beg your pardon. It is for both teams because we've had a couple turnovers. Pooch punt on the first drive.
That's right. This is the first official punt.
First real punt by the Eagles. Right. Gets rounded up to the 50-yard line. So at midfield are where the Tigers take over. They have a 3-point lead. 7:14 left to play into the opening quarter. 2 men in the backfield with Jimenez here. And it's a handoff, and Reed will take that to the right side. Maurice Reed with a pickup of 2 brings up 2nd and 8. So after a simple run play, the clock keeps moving here. 6:53 left to play in the first half. Trips right. Maurice Reed in the backfield. In the shotgun is Jimenez. Jimenez will roll out to the right, looking for a pass deep down the field, and it's incomplete. Unable to almost make a diving catch. I think he was thinking about trying to pick up some yards after the catch. Is going to be Utley. So Canyon Utley returns back, and that's 3rd down for the Tigers.
Seems like a quick third down.
Yeah, they want to get back to the line quickly here on 3rd and 8. Jimenez drops back. He has a lot of space here as he is now under pressure, rolls out to the left. He can't find anything. He's just going to throw this one up outside of the tackle box and goes out of bounds, uncatchable, and that'll bring up 4th down. Good stop for the Eagles.
Absolutely. The secondary for the Georgetown Eagles did an outstanding job. Nobody was open for Jimenez to throw to. And you got to, you think about moving forward in the season and what it's going to look like. It's going to be really hard to pass deep on these Eagles with all that depth back there because they did a great job covering their wide receivers, and there was nothing for him to throw to.
It looks like they're going to go for it on 4th and 8 from their own 48, and it will be a pooch punt. Nobody back to receive for the Eagles, and this takes a very favorable Eagles bounce for a touchback. And all things considered, that's how that goes. There might have been a return back to the 20, but the Tigers electing not to allow any kind of return with 6:23 left to play in the first half. The Eagles will get it back. And, I think I was stating NFL rules. Touchbacks are still at the 20. I beg your pardon. Yes. It's kickoffs where they're at the 25, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Or the 30. Yep. They changed the rules recently, and it's been like 5 years since I called a football game in 2019.
Right.
Sometimes you just got to remember them. Hey, we'd like to thank some of our sponsors. Extraco Bank, let's build some dreams, and Grand Endeavor Homes, luxury custom homes in the Austin and San Antonio area. 1st and 10 for the Eagles. A slap of the hands by Herman shows a blitz, and it'll be a play action throw across the middle. Catch is complete for a borrow from Morrow first down, as coming down to for the Eagles was Cade Lachlan, and he's been the hot hand for the receivers as the chains move. The Eagles are trying to tempo him. 6:13 left to play in the second. Out of the pistol, it'll be a bobbled handoff to Denny. Denny's able to keep it and make something out of nothing. Gets a 6-yard gain to the 41-yard line. Depends on which foot you spot it with. It's a gain of 6, and, man, that was something else there for the Eagles.
Oh, you're like, dope. And he held on to it and had a good gain. That was good.
2 men in the backfield here as Herman has Denny behind him. And he hands it off and getting the borrow from Morrow first down, lowering his shoulder and across midfield. The Eagles pick up first down and get into Tigers territory.
That was a nice, solid run. Denny really found a good hole there and knew exactly where to run.
Eagles keeping this tempo fast. It's like basketball on grass. Denny gets another handoff, gets across the 45, fights his way across the 40, and they'll mark him just short of the first down.
How about that? What a run. He's really doing well on this drive. He's following behind those offensive linemen. He seems very patient and looks for those holes.
2 receivers to the right, single receiver on the left. Out of the pistol. It'll be a pass here for Herman. He's under pressure immediately, and he's able to find a receiver on the right side. Way to keep his eyes up on the field as that one is caught by the Eagles, Jacob Trussell.
Good job, Jacob Trussell. Another borrow from Morrow first down. Kind of came back. He recognized that Darson was in a jam, and he came back to the ball, which is what you want to do. You don't want to just run your route. You want to pay attention to what that quarterback's going through back there.
Eagles looking for their first lead of the ball game. 1st and 10, ball at the Tigers' 32-yard line. Herman fakes the handoff, pump fakes to the flats, fires it down the right sideline, and then being held up and unable to chop his arms was the receiver, Bradford, and that will not get a flag as he was begging for one when he was well short of the intended pass. Herman knew where his receiver was supposed to be, but you see him complaining about how he had his entire jersey ripped off his shoulder pads.
Yep. He's having to reset his jersey right now, and it's obvious pass interference, but we'll keep going.
Clock stops at 4:41, 2nd and 10 for the Eagles. They're at the Tigers' 32-yard line. A little chance to breathe here. 13 seconds on the play clock. Herman takes the snap and hands it off to Denny. And Nate Denny takes to the 30 and was able to spin his way to the 29-yard line. A gain of about 4 yards. Brings up 3rd and 6.
What's fun about watching these Georgetown running backs over the years is they always like to fall forward. And this coaching staff does an amazing job coaching these kids up. And they've always got next man up, the next kid comes along. And, just falling forward is a big deal. If you're getting tackled, just keep getting those yards. Keep pushing, keep driving those legs.
A rare huddle in 2020 shown there as trips to the right, a single receiver to the left. It'll be a pass play for Herman. Ooh. And this one is intercepted, taken across the 30 to the 40. Only one man to beat. Stutter steps, and then he's tackled from behind. And an interception grabbed there for the Belton Tigers by Trent West, and that stops a very productive Eagles run.
And Tyler Fithian kept it from being a pick six between Darson and Tyler Fithian chasing him down. So it's unfortunate, but like I said, it's non-district. They'll get some game film. Great job on the defender from Belton to read that, watch Darson's eyes, and pick that off. So give credit to that young man for doing his job.
3:55 left in the first half. It's 10-7. Tigers with a 3-point lead. Two receivers to the right, two men in the backfield with Jimenez. He'll let Reed run up the middle, and Reed stumbles before he gets past the trenches, and he was able to stay on one hand and fight forward for about 4 yards. Gain of 4, 2nd and 6.
Really liked seeing Adam O'Brien come up there and run about 10 yards and make that tackle. It was a great job, great pursuit by him to hold that to, just a 3-yard gain.
Tigers in Eagles territory at the Eagles 36-yard line. 4 men up front for the Georgetown defense, and it will be another run play, and being wrapped up and then brought down at the 34-yard line is Maurice Reed again, and he only picked up 2 yards. 3rd and 4 here for the Tigers.
Again, Adam O'Brien and Noah Maidlow combined on that tackle to bring him down, so we're 3rd and 5. That's good, only a couple of yards on the gain. That's good job on our secondary coming up there in linebackers.
Jimenez moves his fullback in motion, fakes the handoff, rolls out to the right on the bootleg, looking deep down the field towards the end zone, and it is caught. A tremendous catch in traffic there by Riley Madden. Gives another 6 points to the Tigers.
And that Georgetown defender, unfortunately, just gave up on that, just didn't really cover him. And he got wide open. I'm trying to see his jersey number. His shirt's pulled up in the front.
It looks like we have some laundry on the field, and the Eagles are doing a small celebration, I believe.
That's Tyler Thomas that was covering that touchdown there.
Oh, so take the 6 points off of the scoreboard, and the Eagles have a little bit more new life as this will back up 3rd down, I believe, just short of the original line of scrimmage on this set of downs. And, that will yeah, there you go. It'll go right back to the original line of scrimmage. I've never heard of a 6-yard penalty, but we'll go with it for now.
Yep, 3rd and 10.
Trips right. Single receiver to the left. The Eagles looking for some momentum after the penalty. Hand off to Reed. He's going to stretch it out to the left side. Tries to turn the corner at the 35-yard line, but he is brought down there by Dre Langhorne.
That was kind of an interesting delayed handoff there. He's almost looking to see, and then it was an interesting little twist he did there.
Yeah, you don't see the draw too often in high school, but I think they practice that, it seems, and that really often gives the defense enough time to react, saying you're not going to pass. Okay, we'll play the handoff, but right. There you go. 2 men in the backfield now with Jimenez. 4th and 4 from the Eagles' 33-yard line. Zone read keeping it is Jimenez. He's hit as he throws down the sideline into the end zone, and what a catch! That was an amazing catch made in the end zone. Give that one again to the big man, number 15, Seth Morgan. That's insane. Back-to-back deep throws there by Jimenez. That one more impressive as he caught it. He was hit as he threw.
And again, that's that same matchup with our junior Tyler Thomas, our DB back there. A little bit of a unfortunate situation there.
Kicking the point after attempt for Belton is Zach White. White will get the hold, and the kick seems to be good and into the bands. I think that landed in a tuba, and that will be a good point after attempt, making this a 10-point ball game yet again. Belton on top of Georgetown with 2:37 left to play in the first half. We'll be back in a moment on SHN Sports.
Hey, it's Chip from Hewlett Volkswagen in Georgetown. You probably know Hewlett for our true story pricing and great customer service. But now, you'll also know us for our new Express shopping tool. It's 100% online, 100% easy, and 100% awesome. Build your dream car or just find the one you want. Get instant pricing and get instantly excited. And don't worry, no one has to see you geek out. Hewlett Volkswagen, true story. Try our express store today at hewlettvw.com.
Back here at Tiger Stadium in Belton, Texas, and Don Hewlett Family of Dealership, Texas True, one of our sponsors, as well as our bank. You're more than just a customer. You're part of our family. Thank you for banking on us. The ensuing kickoff after the touchdown by the Tigers. Edie and Bradford back deep to receive per usual. And again, the kickers on the Tigers roster are not the ones doing the kicking more often than not. Aaron Bain has been handling kickoff duties. He'll take another 10-yard straight-on charge and sends this one end over end.
Edie.
And it will be Edie who takes it at the 3. He's trying to stretch it over, switching field, spins away from a tackle at the 15, and they've lost the ball. Ball's on the turf, and it looks like the Tigers might have jumped on top of it, but the Eagles were right there to make it close. It will be Tigers football.
He spun around, and the next guy that hit him popped it out.
Yeah, when you're off balance like that, it makes it harder to hold on to the football. We see the replay up on the screen, and yeah, that was a really tight play. A couple Tigers were on top of that on the return team, and goes back to Belton inside of the 15-yard line. They'll actually mark it right at the 15-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Tigers. 2:26 left to play until halftime.
So Arcade Lachlan is listed as the returner. So,
well, we'll keep an eye on developments there. As 1st and 10, Jimenez will hand it off.
Fumble.
And another fumble is this time coming around on the end around for the Tigers was Mike Davis. Or excuse me, Davis actually, the running back, getting his first touch of the evening, but he was able to hop back on top of it for a loss back to the 21-yard line. So it's a loss of 6.
Mm-hmm.
Jimenez, 2nd and 16 from the Eagles' 21, hands it off to Maurice Reed, who's back in the game. He tried to bounce off his right guard, didn't go anywhere, and only a gain of 1.
Georgetown's Obaniah was one of the fellows in on that tackle, I believe, along with Trent McConnell.
Clock moves here at 1:33 left, and 3rd down. This is a big one for the Eagles. Trips right, single receiver isolated on the left side. It'll be a pass for Jimenez. He looks to the right side, fires it towards the end zone, and I think that's an offensive pass interference. They're not going to call it, but the intended receiver was, pushed off there, as just unable to come down with it afterwards was Riley Madden, who had the initial touchdown in the last series that was waved off on the hold.
Now it looks like they're going to go for a field goal attempt with 4th and long here.
Ball on the 20. For those of you doing the math back home, this will be a 37-yard attempt. And Zach White will do the honors. Hold is good. The kick has some distance. Does it have the accuracy? It does. And Belton takes a 13-point lead. So 20-7 your score here as Belton scores after getting their 2nd kickoff fumble recovery of the evening. And we will be back in a moment on SHN Sports.
Hey, it's Chip from Hewlett Volkswagen in Georgetown. You probably know Hewlett for our true story pricing and great customer service. But now, you'll also know us for our new Express shopping tool. It's 100% online, 100% easy, and 100% awesome. Build your dream car or just find the one you want. Get instant pricing and get instantly excited. And don't worry, no one has to see you geek out. Hewlett Volkswagen, true story. Try our Express store today at hewlettvw.com.
Well, it's been a turnover struggle for the Eagles here this evening as they go up against 6A Belton up the road. And some people, not Texas people at Georgetown, might be wondering where Belton, Texas is. It's up by 35, about 30 minutes away from Georgetown. And probably none of our listeners, except for some people who might be from out of state. And we welcome anybody listening around the world here on YouTube. And with 1:11 left here in the first half, the Tigers have a 13-point lead, and it'll be Edie and Bradford back deep to receive this punt, this kickoff. Bain sends it toe to leather, end-over-end kick, and not electing to go for it at all is Brandon Bradford, and that'll be a touchback for the Eagles. And again, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, again, it feels like it's been 5 years since I called a game in 2019. It'll start at the 25, and that is where the chain gang starts. So one of those high school rules that I believe only changed a few years ago puts the Eagles at the 25-yard line. Again, as David England mentioned, for those of you watching, the Eagle Marching Band did not make the trip up here, and also in the behind the north end zone are the marching band for the Tigers. They'll probably have their opportunity to perform. And now the Eagles have 1:11 to do something here, and you have to imagine that tempo that they found before the turnover, which was an interception on their last offensive series, might be something that they're going to try and find again.
Yeah, we've seen some, really neat up-tempo offense. That one drive was about, 4 or 5 plays, and they got it in the end zone. So, it'd be neat to see Ricky Beatty, open it back up again and see if we can do a, 2-minute drill.
So Eagles have it at the 30-yard line. And a high snap goes over Herman's head. He's going to have to try and get back on top of it, but the Tigers are able to read it better. And, man, that's a backbreaker for the Eagles, as with 1:09 left, only 2 seconds come off the play clock on the high snap. The Tigers are already in the red zone at the 15-yard line.
Yeah, and unfortunately, something like that, you want Darson to fall on it, but I think he was just trying to pick it up and do something with it, but the Belton defender was all over him, super fast with their speed. So we've just got to fall on that ball and, live to, get another down,
Yeah, if nothing else, maybe try to run the clock a little bit more, but here it is, a 1st and 10 from the Eagles' 15-yard line for Jimenez and the Tigers' offense. Jimenez will keep it running around right end, tries to stutter step away from a defender, gets at the 10. A flag comes in on the play as he is brought down inside the 5, and this seems to be in the area of a hold. And that could be a real helper for the Eagles here, trying not to fall down more than this 13 points with a minute left until halftime.
You got it. Holding on Belton.
That's a lifesaver for Georgetown.
1 minute remaining in the half.
Maurice Reed in the backfield with Ruben Jimenez. Tight end on the left side. It's a handoff and a run to that left side here for Reed. He's able to find a hole to the 15-yard line before being tackled on the play by Emmanuel Obina. Obinaya, excuse me. I beg your pardon. I always like to preface, even though I feel bad, I have dyslexia, and I read as I see sometimes. The clock's moving here. Tigers are using one of their timeouts here with 35 seconds left. It'll be a handoff, and being brought down on the play after a short gain was Mike Davis.
Great job by O'Brien coming up and pursuing him. Adam O'Brien just came up there and snuffed that out. Brings up a 3rd and long for us. Taking a timeout. I believe that's Georgetown calling that timeout.
Timeout taken by Georgetown, as it will be trying to find the timeouts left on the scoreboard. 2 left for the Eagles, so their first time out of the half. Tigers have 1 timeout left. 27 seconds left to play here in the first half. And we'd like to go ahead and say that this broadcast is brought to you in part by Oak Ridge Disciple House. There's light at the end of the tunnel. That light can be found through Oak Ridge, as well as Smoothie King at Wolf Ranch, blending goodness to fuel your greatness. Borrow from our first down sponsor. Our family, your future, our focus. Visit borrowfromorrow.com. Let's not forget about Schlotsky's, serving Georgetown since 1997. We haul buns. And Ideal Signs, custom signage for all of your business needs. Here it is, 3rd and 9, third and 10, ball at the 9-yard line. Eagles looking for a stop here on 3rd down, maybe try and force a field goal. Jimenez will fake the handoff to Davis, run out to the left on his own, has a couple good blocks across the 10, tries to get away from one tackle, does, and finds his way in the end zone for a touchdown. What a run there, 14-yard scamper. He had an 11-yard run to start off this ball game scoring-wise. Comes away here at the end of the first half with just great read of blocking and also finds a nice evasive tackle to get away from somebody who had positioning for the Eagles. And that will lead to the touchdown for the Tigers. They're up 26-7 before the point after.
And that's 3 turnovers for Georgetown, I believe. And all of them are points. They have gotten points off turnovers. Is that correct?
I believe that's right. And the point after attempt is good, making it 27-7. The Eagles find themselves down 20 with 20 seconds to play until halftime. We'll be back in a moment on SHN Sports.
You're ready for the future?
And the future is full of possibilities.
Because your dream home
Is right around the corner.
If you're ready for the next step
Or 2.
or 3,
We can help. At our bank, we're ready to help you open doors to your future.
our mortgage team is here and ready to begin your next step.
Doing the right things for the right reasons.
Welcome to our bank.
You belong here.
Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Well, the Eagles have some work to do and some conversations to be had in the locker room here. 20 seconds left in the first half. The Tigers will kick it away, leading by 20.
You know, a lot of opportunities. Georgetown purposely schedules these tough opponents, Carl, because they want to be challenged. They want to push their kids. This is a good, solid 6A Belton team. They're no joke. They are a good, well-coached. This, even though Coach Sniffen is in his first year, it's a good program, and he's brought in some coaches from around the area, and he's put together a good squad. A lot of experience on this Belton team. They're a big 6A program, so this is good for Georgetown to get this experience, in non-district play, and a lot of coaching opportunities.
The kickoff will go over the head of Brandon Bradford, and that'll be another touchback to start this drive at the 30. And I don't know, if you have a trick play, do you use it here, or do you just go into the locker room and take the lead or take the deficit?
I'd like to just see him hand it to Nate Denny, and not take a chance of going up anymore, going into halftime. Just get into the locker room and let's let these coaches from the different positions talk with their kiddos, and they'll sort things out. Georgetown always does really well in the second half.
And they'll allow the clock to run out by going into the kneel position as they take the knee, and that will allow the clock to run out. It is 27-7, Belton leading Georgetown here at halftime from Tigers Stadium. I'm Carl Schoening along with David England, and we're happy you joined us. We're not happy about the score, but this is a good chance for a halftime adjustments opportunity, and we'll talk a little bit more about the game. We'll also allow you to hear the halftime show from the marching band. But first, we had an interview with Chuck Griffin that we did not get a chance to air in the pregame, so we're going to go ahead and air this right now over the halftime, so you guys get a chance to hear from your head coach of the Georgetown Eagles here on SHN Sports. It's halftime, about 28 minutes until the start of the third quarter. Stay with us here on SHN Sports YouTube page.
Folks, we want to welcome to the SHN Sports Georgetown Eagles football pregame show, head coach of your Georgetown Eagles, Coach Chuck Griffin. Coach, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, Kelly. Great to be here.
Hey, a couple of months ago, we didn't know we'd be able to say this, but it's game week.
It is. It's game week. It's exciting to finally be ready to play somebody else, and it seems like we've been at it for a long time, so we're excited. With all this COVID-19 stuff and the protocols and everything lined out, what's been the biggest challenge in the preseason? I think probably the biggest challenge for coaches, especially us, is we're planners. Most of us are kind of long-term planners, and it's hard to plan long term when we're doing this. It's more of a foot by foot, step by step plan, and so that's probably been the biggest challenge to get that information out. Everything's a little bit different than it used to be, and just all those challenges. And I think our kids and our coaches have done a tremendous job facing those, especially the layoff. We had a layoff through the spring and came back in June, and we really were worried about the shape our kids were being. And man, they were in great shape. They've been following along with the virtual workouts and following along with our virtual studies, and they were really in really good shape, ready to go. And just a testament to them, to Chad Hennessy, our trainer, to our coaching staff is, we never had to stop during the summer. We were able to go throughout the whole summer because they followed the protocols and did what they were supposed to do, and we were able to meet every day. And that's just evidence of great work ethic by them, following the rules, and then also our administration just allowing us to do that and putting us in good position to do that.
Well, that's got to be a huge relief when you can get 16, 17, 18-year-olds to do what they need to do to keep the program going.
It's good. It's good. Yeah, absolutely.
So your second year here at Georgetown as the head coach, not your second year total, but your second year as the head coach. And in the scrimmage the other night, you've got some depth. That's got to excite you.
We do. We've got 54 seniors, and that's a little unusual. That's the most we've had since they've opened Eastview High School, and that's just the coaching staff doing a great job keeping those kids around. A lot of that goes to Coach Dean, keeping those kids around through here, and we've been able to keep them around too. So it gives us a lot of depth, and that's encouraging.
Well, and we noticed whenever because we broadcasted the scrimmage a little bit and talked a little bit about it, but even whenever your second teamers are in there, we're calling names that we were calling last year.
Yeah, we do. We feel like we've got a good bit of depth on the varsity team.
So you've got your big junior quarterback back, Darson Herman, and you got some depth at your skill positions. And honestly, Coach, I've followed high school football a long, long time, and I can't recall a team that's had this much depth at the skill positions, especially.
Right. It's been a while for us in Georgetown to have as much depth as this. I was back here when we had one school in town, and back then it was only 5A, but we were big. We would have been a 6A had they had it, and having over 300 kids in the program back then, we were really deep everywhere at every level. And but this is great to have that issue on the varsity team and being able to rotate players in and keep people healthy, and we're fortunate.
With it being game week, we would not be doing any justice if we didn't talk about Friday night coming up, the Belton Tigers from 12-6A. Coach Brett Sniffen in his first year as the head coach over there. What are you looking for out of Belton?
It's kind of funny. It's a little bit of a mystery. We've only had one scrimmage, and their scrimmage, like ours, it wasn't a tremendously long scrimmage because we were all kind of feeling our way through that process. And they've got a new coaching staff. He's got coordinators from different locations, and man, I've tried my best. I don't know anybody in the area of Ridgepoint to get any film from. So it's a little bit of going into the game dark. And of course, we got to see their scrimmage, but we don't have any special teams film and all those kind of things. So you've got to do a different approach coaching because you've kind of got to be ready for everything. And what they do well, man, you can tell they're a well-coached football team. They know where to line up. They know how to come off the football. They do a really good job defensively. They've got Malik Jackson, a defensive end, who's a really good player. I mean, he is a downhill football player, kind of in your face. The head coach's son, Joe Sniffen, the linebacker. And then they've got three secondary kids they're doing, man, they're two safeties, and they got a corner that are long and fast. So they've got a really good defensive lineup. And then offensively, man, they're kind of, here we come. You better be ready to stop us. They're kind of a smash mouth. They love to run the dart, love to run the power, love to run the zone, and kind of in your face. A lot of tight end and two-back personnel, so we're going to be able to be ready to stop the run.
Well, they've got an offensive lineman, Thomas Bowman. He's a 4-year starter. He's going to be kind of difficult to get your guys past.
Yeah, he's a big kid. He is. And, the thing for us that's a challenge and a really good test for us is we graduated 5 of our 6 defensive front. And so we're going to play with 5 new guys down there, and all 5 of them, it's their first varsity experience. So it's going to be a little challenging for them. We're going to kind of see what we're made of and see where we're at going against these guys Friday.
So Ruben Jimenez, their quarterback, dual threat quarterback, threw for I think around 1,200 yards, ran for over 800 yards last year. Your new defensive linemen and those linebackers are going to have a challenge on their hands.
Yeah, they are. He is good. Ruben does a good job managing the game and throwing the ball when he needs to, and just being a dual threat. So yeah, I mean it really kind of puts you in a situation when they have two backs in the backfield and a quarterback can run that really they're in three-back set when they've got a kid like Ruben. So yeah, we're going to have some challenges as far as what to stop and being able to get down there and make some plays.
Well, Coach, we're excited about Friday night. We can't wait for those lights to come on and kickoff to take place. Any final thoughts for this week?
We're excited and ready to go, and it'll be different in the crowd, I know, but man, come early and wear blue, wear a mask, and be loud. So we'll see you on Friday.
Coach, we appreciate your time. We know you're busy, but you guys are so accommodating for us here at SHN Sports, and we greatly appreciate that. So we're looking forward to it. Best of luck Friday night, and Eagle Fight never dies.
That's right. Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
Our bank. You belong here. We take the time to listen to you and your financial needs and desires in order to help you create unique solutions that will help you achieve those goals. These broadcasts on SHN Sports are made possible by advertisers like these. If you would like to promote your business while also making an impact in the community, email Carl at shnsports.com for more information about advertising opportunities.
Team Hewlett, the season is here. Beyond this wall are customers in need of transportation and adventure. Now, we've trained hard, studied every detail, and today's the day we change lives and give our customers the great American dream of the open road. Who's with me? We are Hewlett! We are Hewlett! We are Hewlett!
Find new roads in Georgetown and at DonHewlett.com. Don Hewlett, Texas True.
That's Texas True right there.
Well, it's halftime here at Tiger Stadium in Belton, Texas. The Belton Tigers home team 6A lead at 27-7 over 5A Georgetown Eagles. I'm Carl Schoening along with David England, and just a brief conversation about what happened in the first half. If there's anything that you can sum it up to, it's turnovers and the opportunity taken by the Tigers to score off those turnovers gives you this lead.
Exactly. They took advantage of points on turnovers, and that's exactly what, as a Belton coaching staff, you want your kids to do. And it's obviously everyone knows out there it's a hard way to come back when you've got to hold on to the ball and you want to win that turnover battle. So hopefully we'll start to win that turnover battle in the second half.
Yeah, as there's going to be plenty of conversations in that Eagles locker room. You can't really point out to too much other than those turnovers that they did poorly, because really when they were moving the ball, they were moving the ball. And all it was I think we talked about it, 3 fumbles and an interception. But other than that, the Eagles were playing pretty well on both sides.
Right. You're seeing some good things, and I like it. I like some of the things I'm seeing. There's a lot of mistakes. There are some penalties that you were making. There's no, malicious penalties or anything like that. So that's nice, but just little mistakes. That's all going to get tweaked, and that's why I like seeing Georgetown, schedule these tough opponents. Even Copper's Cove next week is going to be another tough opponent. So.
Yeah, and these non-district games are really important just to fine-tune those things. And I think there was a question based off of the way some college football programs were maybe going to have their seasons of only conference plays, that we might not get these in high school. But looks like we're going to play, knock on wood, a full 10-game schedule. And these games are so important for the other 7 games that the Eagles have to go up against that quote-unquote count.
Absolutely. And, you hope that Everybody's being safe. Really, hats off to Georgetown community, the school district, the coaching staff, the kids, the parents. Everybody, the whole community wants these kids to be playing football on Friday nights. It's that sense of normalcy that's coming back, and everybody, yes, it's not fun wearing the masks, but it's a big deal. It's important because we want these kids to get that opportunity, especially these seniors. They've worked, for so long for this, so let's let them have that opportunity. Do the social distancing. If you've got any symptoms, don't come. Watch on the stream. Thank God we're able to provide video broadcasting this year, so you can sit at home, put it on your big TV that has internet hooked up to it, enjoy a hopefully quality broadcast. From
I think it looks pretty good
here.
so far.
Yeah.
We worked out some of our kinks from the scrimmage and such.
So, we're SHN Sports. We just love promoting these kids and these student athletes, and they work so hard, and they work so hard in the classroom. So it's fun. The Eagle Nation is proud. All of Georgetown's proud of both schools, Eastview and Georgetown. But
yeah, you can catch broadcasts on both sides, and there's, as you hear the Texas fight songs, also the Belton fight song. So don't think that we're at a Longhorns game out here, but I will say that we do have some good opportunities to see some guys that'll play at the next level out there, and I know that you've been keeping an eye on that.
Right. This year, with the 54 kids coming back, it's really interesting to see. I've never seen, Kelly and I have been talking about it in preseason, we haven't seen this many kids with this much attention from college coaches. We've got 3 kids with offers this year. We've got Jacob Trussell with an offer from, a commit. We got 3 college D1 commits, and Jacob Trussell, our big 6'6" wide receiver, he's committed to New Mexico Lobos. He's also got offers from Missouri State, UTSA, SFA, Fordham, and Lamar, and he's been invited to the Hawaii Tiki Bowl. He's was listed as a 3-star tight end, but he's been moved to wide receiver now. You've got Andreas Langhorn. He's got an offer from Texas Southern, our big returning linebacker, and he's also getting interest from Southwest Assemblies of God and Southeast Oklahoma State. And then you've got Brandon Bradford, one of our really good returning wide receivers. He's got offers from Mount Mary, Methodist University, Pacific U, Shenandoah, Puget Sound, Miquelon U. And then Tyler Fithian on the other side, one of our other slot receivers. He's got offers from Pacific U and in Oberlin, Hiram, and have been showing interest in him. And both those young men have been invited to the Hawaii Tiki Bowl as well. And then Noah Maidlow, one of our returning linebackers, you heard his name called a lot last year. He's got an offer from Puget Sound, and he's getting interest from Lyon College, Worcester, Geneva, Southern Nazarene, Hiram, Rhodes, and he's been invited to the Blue-Gray Bowl. And then our big junior quarterback, Darson Herman, 6'4", 220, he's now starting to get some interest from UTSA, Colorado State, Penn, Tulane, and Texas Tech. So he might possibly be able to join Leggett not next year, but follow in Leggett's footsteps and go up to Texas Tech. But I believe this year you're really going to start seeing those offers start rolling in for that young man as more recruiters start to see him. Then Saul De La Rosa, he's got offers from Trinity, McMurray, Hardin-Simmons, Southwestern, Pacific U. It's just incredible to see what these kids are racking up the offers. And then a big offer for Connor Heffernan on our O-line, the big fella, number 50. He's committed to Baylor. He's got offers from 18 schools: Utah State, Mississippi State, Colorado State, New Mexico, UTSA, Texas State, Penn, Rice, Dartmouth, Furman, Tulsa, Syracuse, La Tech, ULM, Sam Houston, Army, and Air Force.
It was easier to say the schools that didn't offer him there.
Right. So, and, it's possible. I've heard a little birdie has told me that he might be, Texas might be looking at him as well. So that's exciting. Jacob Estrada, one of our other offensive linemen, has an offer from Oberlin University as well. We've got a couple of junior deep snappers in Briggs McGee and Josh Palmer. Briggs McGee is a 4.5-star Rubio long snapper. He's number 1 in Texas and number 4 in the U.S., and he should be returning from hopefully sometime mid-season from an injury. And then we've got Brian Hargrove also on the offensive line. He's getting love from Fitchburg State, UT Permian Basin, and he's been invited to the Yale camp, the Hardin-Simmons University camp, Sewanee camp, and the Tiki Bowl.
The Sewanee camp, oh my goodness, it's a pain to get up there, but it's a nice place. Sorry to cut you off.
And then the other gentleman on the offensive line, Trey Flores, who you heard his name called a lot last year, is getting offers from Puget Sound, Southwestern, and Austin College. And then one of the newcomers to Georgetown, we might be calling his name quite a bit, is Nate Denny. He's a senior this year, and he transferred from Bend, Oregon, because they canceled their football up there. He is getting offers from Ivy League. He is committed currently to Yale. He's got offers from Idaho, Air Force, Navy, Penn, Fordham, Davidson, Dartmouth, Princeton, Cornell, and Harvard. Smart kid. He's also a wrestler. And quietly, Kelly and I are pretty excited about him. But we're excited about all of our running backs, and Ross and Edie, because Edie knows the system. He's been around forever. He played last year, did a great job with Quick after RJ was injured. Him and Quick switched out a lot. And so they know the program. Devin Ross knows the program. And now you bring in, Nate Denny, who's just a bulky, strong wrestler running the ball. And you got to see a couple of carries there, really strong runs from him. So our running game is amazing. All of our wide receivers are getting a lot of attention. Our DBs are in great shape. And I think our D-line is going to pull things together. But it's really neat to see. This is the first time I can recall ever having a football program at the beginning of the year, at the start of the year, that has 3 kids that have Division I commits. So I think it just speaks to 54 kids coming back, which Coach Griffin said is the most we've had back since when we broke up schools and went to a split town, when we split up into Georgetown and Eastview. So there's a lot of talent. It's exciting, and I know we don't base everything off commits and offers and all that stuff, but 3 commits and 7 kids with offers right now, and other kids getting attention. That's pretty exciting.
Yeah, it's very exciting here as we're about 10 minutes away from the start of the third quarter. And, yeah, when you talk about that many kids and that many offers over the course of about roughly 7 to 10 minutes, you have a pretty exciting, talented squad. And obviously we're not the only game going around the area. We have a full slate of games. And, David, you have some right there on your phone. Can you go ahead and let the audience know what's going on around the world outside of Belton?
Right. If I'm correct, I believe this is our district 11.
11-5A.
11-5A. I believe last night Rouse beat Weiss 49-27. Aikens fell to Hendrickson 38-28. And right now, of course, we're at halftime 27-7. Belton over Georgetown. And then Cedar Park is currently 6:32 in the third quarter. Number 8, Cedar Park, is beating Vandergrift 14-7 with 6:32 in the third quarter. And then over in Leander at Bible Stadium, you've got the Glen Grizzlies are beating Leander 24-14 with 11:24 remaining in the third quarter. And we'll try and get you a score from Eastview here in a minute and let you know how they're doing over there. I believe they're playing Killeen tonight.
Yeah, they're a little further up I-35, and looks like the Kangaroos are on top 35-7 as they're about to start the third quarter themselves. Well, we got about 9 minutes until the start of the second half. We're going to take a break here on SHN Sports. At the half, it's the Belton Tigers 27, the Georgetown Eagles 7. More Georgetown Eagle football coming up when we return on SHN Sports.
Hey, it's Chip from Hewlett Volkswagen in Georgetown. You probably know Hewlett for our true story pricing and great customer service. But now, you'll also know us for our new Express shopping tool. It's 100% online, 100% easy, and 100% awesome. Build your dream car or just find the one you want. Get instant pricing and get instantly excited. And don't worry, no one has to see you geek out. Hewlett Volkswagen, true story. Try our Express store today at hewlettvw.com.
You're ready for the future?
And the future is full of possibilities.
Because your dream home
is right around the corner.
If you're ready for the next step,
or 2,
or 3,
we can help. At our bank, we're ready to help you open doors to your future.
Our mortgage team is here and ready to begin your next step.
Doing the right things for the right reasons.
Welcome to our bank.
You belong here.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Now that's the sound of Eagle football. While the Eagles deliver on the field, Extraco delivers off the field. Whether it's opening up a small business, growing your business, retirement, or something simpler, we'll work with you to make it a reality. Let's build some dreams.
To learn more, visit extracobanks.com. Extraco Banks is a member FDIC.
The Oak Ridge Disciple House is a proud supporter of Central Texas high school football. The Oak Ridge Disciple House is a faith-based, nonprofit 501c3 Christian character building ministry helping men 18 and older who are suffering from drug and alcohol addiction. If you or someone you know needs help, there is light at the end of the tunnel. That light can be found through the Oak Ridge Disciple House. For more information, please visit oakridgedisciplehouse.com.
Hey y'all, this is Michelle with Schlotzky's. I've been here since 1997 when we opened our doors right here in Georgetown. As a lifelong resident that is dedicated to this community, I am passionate about our customers here in Georgetown. At Schlotzky's, we make our buns fresh from scratch. We fuse aged traditions with chef creations. Our employees have over 60 years combined experience in crafting the most savory sandwiches. Satisfy your hunger with the 13 ingredients that make up the famous original sandwich. Schlotzky's, lots better.
This broadcast on SHN Sports is brought to you in part by our bank. You belong here. We take the time to listen to you and your financial needs and desires in order to help you create unique solutions that will help you achieve those goals. These broadcasts on SHN Sports are made possible by advertisers like these. If you would like to promote your business while also making an impact in the community, email Carl at shnsports.com for more information about advertising opportunities.
Back at Tigers Stadium, Carl Schoening along with David England. As you saw in our sponsor spotlight right there, it is a entirely advertisement-based broadcast. We appreciate any help if you want to promote your business on these broadcasts. Just last week's scrimmage alone, we've got over 2,000 views, and these as we have a cleaning of our camera up there. You notice there were some dots. That might just be my computer screen, but always good to.
I saw it on the stream on YouTube, and I thought there's got to be some dust or dirt on that screen. So we gave Cole a cloth to get it cleaned up. We want a really nice broadcast for y'all and a clear screen. So hang on there just a second.
Yeah. For a second, I thought we lost feed, but it's just good old Cole up there, our third member of our crew. Usually we'll have Kelly Duvall out here as well, but here we are, the Eagles just getting their pregame or halftime warm-ups finished up over there. And, I think that's one of the hardest things about high school football is that you tend to have such a long delay. And I almost wonder if, with the maybe most places eliminating the second band, since the Georgetown Eagle visiting band did not come out here and perform, and that's just a shame, something that has to do with COVID. Might as well go ahead and shorten the halftime for these young bucks.
Sure, yeah, and, less chance of injury, I think. When I went to see Rockdale and Taylor play, they were, it's such a small school, they were able to put both bands in each end zone. And that was exciting, kind of like a college feel when you got both of them in the end zone as we await Belton fixing to run out with the smoke.
Yeah, as you can see here with the angle, Belton has their marching band there on the north end zone, or on the just behind that. So if you heard me earlier, I made the joke about a point after attempt going into a tuba. And on the other side, the Eagles are ready to take storm out of their inflatable as well. So both teams take the field at the same time here. The start of the third quarter moments away on SHN Sports. We have plenty of sponsors that we would like to thank here. Extraco Banks, let's build some dreams. Grand Endeavor Homes, luxury custom homes in the Austin and San Antonio areas. Don Hewitt family of dealerships, Texas True. Our Banks, You are more than just a customer. You are part of our family. Thank you for banking on us. Oak Ridge Disciple House. There's light at the end of the tunnel. That light can be found through Oak Ridge. Smoothie King at Wolf Ranch, our Red Zone sponsor, blending goodness to fuel your greatness. Borrow from Morrow, our first down sponsor, our family, your future, our focus. Visit borrowfrommorrow.com. Schotzky's, serving Georgetown since 1997. We haul buns. And Ideal Signs, custom signage for all of your business needs. The Eagles were the receiving team in the first half. I believe they elected to, the Tigers elected to defer to the second half, so they will receive the opening kickoff here in the third quarter. We can officially change it here on the scoreboard as we are happy to have you guys along with us for the start of the second half. And if you have any fans who also could not attend this game or friends who couldn't attend this game, go ahead and send them our link. It'd be good to reach out and let people know that we're going to be broadcasting every game this season. So the Eagles have a lot of work to do. Down by 20, and they're going to have to play defense to start things off unless maybe Coach Griffin decides to gamble a little bit with an onside kick. It looks like a little bit of a different formation here. Jimenez and Reed are back deep to receive this kick, and it will be sent away end over end. This one's going deep as it was sent away by Salceda, received by Reed, and oh my goodness, Reed has some jets on him. He gets across the 45 to the 50 and into Eagles territory. He starts this drive off in plus territory.
Salceda knocked him a little bit, and Langhorne caught up to him. Langhorne's coming off just a little gimpy.
So Belton with the first possession of the second half and a 20-point lead. They're out there led by their quarterback, Ruben Jimenez. And Jimenez, the senior, has done it with his legs and had some pretty impressive passing touchdowns as well. One of them taken off the board, and then a few moments later had one on the board. He'll hand it off to Reed, and Reed is hitting the backfield for a loss of 1.
Number 31. Obanaya.
Yeah, it will be Emmanuel Obanaya who gets the tackle for loss, and 2nd and 11 coming up for Belton. And that's a good way to start if after getting into plus territory, your defense shows that they're locked in.
Absolutely. Georgetown has their usual starters out there in the secondary.
2nd and 11, and on the end around, taking it around the right side, finding some space at the numbers, crosses the 40 and is brought down short of the 45, that's Riley Madden, the 35, that's Riley Madden, and give a first down to the Tigers.
Noah Maidlow met up with him on that tackle and brought him to the ground, and he landed on top of Noah.
Fresh set of downs for the Tigers as they march down the field in Eagles territory. They're at the Georgetown 38-yard line. They'll get some instructions from the sideline, slow things down, 13 seconds on the play clock here. 2 men in the backfield with Jimenez. Jimenez hands it off to Reed. Reed's able to bounce outside to the right side, and then he is brought down by Obanaya at the ankles, but he picks up about 8 yards on the play. Give him 7, and that'll be second down.
It looked like they were fixing to move the chains. Yeah, one of the Georgetown ends has he's got good pursuit. He's just almost like over pursuing and opening up a big hole there on the right.
Jimenez in the shotgun, keeps it and decides to go to the right side, and after a solid pickup for a first down, he is tackled by Adam O'Brien.
Adam O'Brien has had several tackles. We've been calling his name quite a bit today. He's been pursuing to the play pretty fast.
Jimenez in the shotgun. He has Reed to his right, 2 receivers on both sides. 1st and 10, ball in the 20 as they're in the red zone, and Jimenez had a little bit of mishap there with Reed. He's able to make a little something out of nothing and not get tackled for a loss. They might still mark him back half a yard as broken play doesn't result in too much of a loss for the Tigers.
Well, I'll tell you what, Anthony Bradshaw almost had him wrapped up in the backfield there for a loss. Just couldn't quite get a hold of him.
He did get out of bounds, so the clock stops at 10:08 here in the third quarter. Two receivers to the left, a tight end on the right side and a single receiver on the right side as well. It's a handoff to Reed, and he is hit in the backfield, able to stay on his feet, find some space at the numbers on the left side, and then he's wrapped up and brought down after getting across the 20 to about the 16-yard line. Call it a gain of 5 on the play, and that'll bring up third down.
I believe Bradshaw again on the tackle. There was a couple of missed tackles by Trent McConnell and number 7, Noah Maidlow on that.
From the left hash mark, it's 3rd and 6 officially. And I think there's going to be a timeout called for by the Tigers as they look like they're having a little trouble here communicating. Excuse me, though, the white hat there looked like he might have stopped play, but he just wanted the clock to be wound as couldn't quite tell what was happening there. But now it will be the Tigers lining up 3rd and 6. They're at the 21-yard line. 4 down linemen for the Eagles here. And Jimenez will roll out to the right. He has a lot of time, but now he's under pressure, and then he's wrapped up, able to stay on his feet, still trying to evade some Eagle defenders, and then gets back to the original line of scrimmage.
Finally,
mark him for a loss.
Finally brought down there by Hunter Springer as big A.J. Bradshaw, I believe 45, was in pursuit and almost had him again, wrapped up for a huge loss. But it's good to see a 4th down situation here, and it looks like they're going to go for it, Carl.
Yeah, kind of a tough field goal. It would be a 37-yarder here on 4th and 8, ball on the 20-yard line. Jimenez will take the snap, drop back. Has time, passes up the middle, but it bounces in towards his intended receiver, and that is a turnover on downs, much needed as the intended receiver on the play, Cannon Utley, was unable to have it get to him far. Maybe he had to come back just a little bit more, not enough air underneath that pass, and the Eagles, despite giving up plus territory on the kickoff return, defense comes up clutch, and now the offense has 20 points to make up with 8:34 left to play in the third period.
And as the defense came off the field, Eagle Nation over there gives them a rounding of applause and under muted masks.
High snap taken by Herman. He hands it off, and Denny has some space. He stutter steps to the 25 and gets across the 30. Flag comes in late, and I think this could be against the Eagles, although the flag was thrown in the direction of Aaron Bain, who's been handling kickoffs. He's a linebacker, and let's see what this is about.
They're taking a little bit to talk about it. You've got all 5 of them over there. The line judge is the one that threw the flag. You wonder if it was some kind of late hit.
We beg your pardon on the video stream. We are going to need to run up a battery real quick to Cole to get that back to you. A good time here to go ahead and have a conversation on the field as the Eagles are going to need David England to run this up to Cole real quick, and I'll handle the play-by-play as we're going to need to switch it real quick. So I'll do a little bit of a radio broadcast here as we have to connect our wireless transmitter. And what a time for the wireless transmitter to give out as the Eagles are taking their time here. 1st and 10 for the Eagles now after the conference. It's Herman in the shotgun. Claps his hands, will have a zone read, hands it off to Denny. Denny finds space on the left side, and he gets a little room across the 40. Picks up the 1st down. It's a borrow from Morrow 1st down. First one of the second half with 8:01 left to play in the third quarter. Nate Denny getting some work done on the field as he gets another handoff here from Herman. He lowers his shoulder and gets across the 45. Give him the 45.5 for a gain of about 3 yards. Eagles like to keep the tempo fast here as Denny is in the backfield, likes to handle the running. Here's another run for Denny as he takes it around the left end, finds some space down the numbers on the right side. A flag comes in, thrown by the back judge, but it looks like it might be another borrow from Morrow 1st down.
When you see him out there, sometimes that kind of flag sometimes is a holding, defensive holding. We'll see.
Hey, there's the video. We apologize for the technical difficulties. We're working with a wireless transmitter as they have the film deck on the other side of the press box. Thank you for the hustle there. Happy to know that we have you in the fire department in Georgetown, Mr. England, and the holding will back up the gain from Denny, so it won't be a borrow from Morrow first down. Instead, oh my goodness, this is going all the way back. It must have been a personal foul.
Yes, sir. Ref called personal foul against Georgetown. Looked like out there in the secondary, didn't quite see what happened there. I was still trying to throw my headset on.
So that'll be a 2nd and 31 according to the scoreboard, and a long way to go for Herman, who hands it off to Denny. He is hitting the backfield, only is able to drag that defender a couple yards forward to – the ball's on the 31, gets to the 32s. Now 3rd and 20 for the Eagles, and – man, a drive that was going well for the Eagles goes ahead and gets pulled back by that personal foul. And see what the officials are delaying the game here for now.
Just in the
well, they put the ball in the middle of the field, and they tell the clock to wind. So it's 7 minutes left to play in the third. 3rd and 20 for the Eagles. Ball on their own 33-yard line, and the pistol it's Herman. Drops back, looking for a screen, and he's able to find a receiver who then tumbles forward, and that'll be Tyler Fithian, unable to keep his footing, makes the catch, but that won't do them any good as they needed a lot of space there on the screen setup. Looks like the first option for Herman wasn't quite there. Now it will be 4th and 20. The ball didn't really go anywhere back to the line of scrimmage. They'll call it actually a loss of 2, and this is an obvious punting situation for the Eagles. Back deep is Trent West, and West will not have a chance here as this one will roll out of bounds around the 44-yard line back in Belton territory. 6:09 left to play in the third, and the Eagles actually kind of had something going there, and that time a penalty was the reason that they were unable to come up with the successful drive, and now the Tigers will take back over. Still no one scored here in the third quarter. 6:09 left to play.
Yeah, you hate to see that offensive personal foul penalty there. That hurt us a little bit. You really wanted to see that drive continue.
Jimenez in the shotgun. Tight end moves from right to the left side. And now Madden moves from the left to the right side, and flags stop this play as a false start will back up the Tigers 5 yards. They go ahead and say that false start goes against number 80, who's not on our Belton roster, so didn't quite catch who that was supposed to be. Hope he doesn't make a catch later in the game.
Looks like he was on the left side there.
So 1st and 15, ball on the Tigers' own 39-yard line. Madden will go in motion again. He kicked the ball as it was snapped back to Jimenez. Jimenez trying to escape the pressure, is able to turn the corner at the 45-yard line, runs out of bounds. Close to the original line of scrimmage. He was able to pick up 6, so that'll bring up 2nd and 9.
I'll tell you what, number 45, Bradshaw, is impressing me tonight. He's got so much pursuit. He's been close 3 or 4 times to having Jimenez, just wrapped up in the background. But Jimenez is such an elusive runner, a dual threat quarterback. It's fun to watch him run. Not fun for the Eagles, but as a sports fan.
2 men in the backfield. Jimenez on 2nd and 9, hands it off to Reed, who runs up the gut, and he gets close to midfield. He stopped at the 49-yard line on the Belton side of things, and this brings up a big 3rd down for the Eagles defense.
Well, I'm going to say Obina, Emmanuel Obina. Let's try that.
Obina it is.
What do you think?
Well, I will find him and ask his correct one there a little bit later.
Yep. He was in on that stop, and
that really helps out the Eagles defense here. It is 3rd and 5, ball near midfield on the 49-yard line of the Tigers side. Jimenez zone Reed, and then a handoff to Reed, and he is brought down in the backfield for a big tackle for a loss.
Number 31, Obina.
Yeah, as he is going to be one of the defensive players to watch, it seems. We were talking about it, or excuse me, I should say Kelly and Coach Griffin were talking about it in the pregame interview we aired at halftime, but that defensive front line had to be switched up a little bit due to some guys moving on, and he went ahead and fills in this role pretty well as he's been in this area where it's like a 3-3 stack that switches into 4. This defense, coached by Coach Patterson, is doing really well.
Right. Coach Pat, the legend, he's got 5 kids with their knuckles in the grass starting. This is their first time with varsity experience. So it's good to see the punt team out here for Belton if you're a Georgetown Eagles fan. Looks like Lachlan is back to receive. He's going to call fair catch.
Oh, yeah, Laughlin's not going to go anywhere near this one as it takes a Tiger roll, slowly moving to the 25-yard line, but it stops at the 26, and the Georgetown Eagles will keep this defensive momentum back to the offensive side. And, the Eagles, penalties and turnovers aside, have actually looked really good on the offensive side of the ball, especially when they go up-tempo. And I could see Denny and Herman really working well together on that kind of basketball-on-grass kind of play style.
The good news is all these things are correctable. When you get back home to Georgetown, they'll work on this.
1st and 10 for the Eagles. Ball on their own 26-yard line, and it'll be a run for Denny. He gets across the 30, and he knows how to dance back there. He gets ahead and gains about 6 yards.
That is nice seeing his run style. It's just different. It's a little bit more powerful, brute running. You can see why a lot of Ivy League schools are interested in him. He must be pretty sharp, must be smart.
2nd and 4 here for the Eagles. Herman with an empty backfield will drop back for a pass. And he's looking for some space as he was under pressure, and he couldn't quite get out of the pocket and turn the corner and loses yards back to the 30-yard line. A loss of 2 and a big 3rd down here on a 3rd and 6.
Give credit to the Belton D-line. They really pushed through that time and made it difficult for our offensive linemen there. And it gave Herman very little time to do anything. He scrambled out to the left, was able to escape it, but then the pursuit of Belton defenders was a little too much, and then their secondary had everybody covered up. So tough time for Darson on that one.
3rd and 6, ball on the 30-yard line. Man goes in motion left to right. That is Cade Lachlan, and it'll be trips to the right, a single receiver to the left as Herman barks out new orders. Play clock at 2 seconds. He drops back just in time. Fires to the left side, come back, and catching it for the Eagles is Jacob Trussell, and that is a borrow for Morrow 1st down just in time for the Eagles. Herman doing it with his arm, getting it to Trussell.
Really good time for Trussell to catch a big catch. We needed that 1st down, that borrow for Morrow 1st down right there, and a really good pass because the ball was in the air when Trussell was still turning around, so it was a well-coordinated pass by Darson.
1st and 10 for the Eagles from their own 45. Herman will pump fake, and now he'll throw down the left sideline, looking for Trussell again. And it was a tightly contested battle between him and the defensive back for the Tigers, who is Aaron Bain. And that will go ahead and result in 2nd down and 3:42 on the clock as it stops.
Neat little route there. Ran out, turned to his left, and then took up field, and that's when Darson threw it. And I think they were looking for the height advantage there, a little mismatch with that 6'6" wide receiver in Trussell.
2nd and 10, ball on the 45-yard line. A pass to the left side. Trussell makes the catch across midfield, and he is pushed out of bounds at the 45-yard line. And
Very
let's
close.
see, is that going to be close?
Not quite. I think it's a yard short. It's going to bring up 3rd and 1, Carl. But, again, his size is Trussell, as big as he is, he caught that ball and was able to gain 3 or 4 yards with somebody hanging on him. So now you're seeing the Belton side come alive. Everybody's banging their feet on the bleachers up here.
2 men in the backfield for Herman. They're lined up to the left side, and it's going to be a designed run here, taking it to the left side and picking up the 1st down and a little bit more to the 40-yard line. Brandon Bradford on the end around, and then flags come in as there are punches thrown, and this will probably result in some plays that are penalties that mess things up for the Eagles as I don't think Trussell, who had punches thrown at him, did anything to deserve that, and that might be an ejection.
There's 2 flags. There's one laying at the 33-yard line, and that was thrown in the secondary, and the other flag was thrown after the whistle. So you wonder if that was a holding out there or a defensive holding or something by Belton. So that'll be interesting to watch and see if we can turn up that crowd mic and see what they have to say on this one.
Yeah, there's going to be a conversation here because I can see an ejection coming out of a punch being thrown by a Belton Tiger. and that's a situation where Jacob Trussell obviously doesn't want to retaliate, but, it's human nature to fight back. And I hope that from my angle, it looked like the Eagles weren't really in the wrong, nothing more than football. And then that got a little messy after the play, and we'll have to see. We do have a DVR. I think Cole might have gotten that if you guys want to back up a little bit on YouTube. And
right.
We can't do that at the moment.
And the film is going to be taken down after 24
hours. That's correct.
So if you want to watch this, tell your friends if they want to see this game, they need to watch it before tomorrow night.
Yeah, a lot of laundry to be handled here by the officials as the Eagles had momentum. And, I think the Tigers started to sense that they were getting a little frustrated, and and obviously you never know what might have happened in the trenches there, inside the play. So we'll have to see what we have here.
It's interesting to see so many passes going to Trussell on this drive. They're focusing on him. And maybe Beatty likes the mismatch there between whoever's covering him on the Belton side, and they're trying to exploit that. And maybe that had something to do with it. Some frustration there on either side.
Yes, Aaron Bain, who handles kickoffs for the Tigers, threw a punch, and they saw that. He's been disqualified. And Trussell also picked up an unsportsmanlike conduct, but he didn't throw a punch, so he's going to have to deal with the 15 yards. Those offset anyway. It's the hold that negates the first down, and now we're at 3rd and 11. So, unfortunately, Bradford's end around will not result in the first down, and once everything clears there for both teams, it will be the Eagles on a 3rd and 11 back in their own territory at the 44-yard line. 3:16 left to play in this third quarter. 2 men in the backfield. Herman in the pistol. Single receiver isolated wide on the right side. Lachlan goes in motion left to right to go to that right side. And it'll be a rollout to the right. Herman pump fakes and then throws. Jumping catch. And I believe that's incomplete as he landed out of bounds, even if he did come down with it. And that'll bring up 4th down for the Eagles. And, we talked about it. Penalties and turnovers have been the thorn in the Eagles' side tonight. And unfortunately there, the big play. The offsetting penalties don't really matter. It's the hold, and that'll result in this 4th down. It looks like the offense is staying out there, and you need to here. 3:02 left, trailing by 20. You had a little momentum. See if you can find it. Trips left. Single receiver to the right. Denny in the backfield with Herman. 4th and 11. Ball on the 44-yard line. Herman will let it fly. Slings it to the first down. It's caught. And then rolling forward, making the catch is Brandon Bradford. And that is a borrow from Morrow first down for the Eagles.
You see why that young man is getting so many offers from, like 6 universities so far. Is they're seeing a lot of talent in him, and he was a very productive wide receiver last year. It was a good catch on a 4th down conversion.
Herman in the pistol will hand it off to Denny this time. Denny finds some space on the right side. Is able to make one man miss. Gets across the 30. Lowers his shoulder after picking up the borrow from Morrow first down and gets to the 26-yard line where forward progress is stopped despite being knocked back to the 30-yard line. You're going to take those hits as a running back, but, he's going to get right back up. And he has just a gear shift that isn't there in most players.
Yes, sir.
So the borrow from Morrow first down leads to the ball being on the 26-yard line. Then a play run to the right side will
quick out to the right to Lachlan there.
Yeah, be a Lachlan catch and move the ball forward just a couple yards. 2nd and 8. They're approaching the Smoothie King red zone.
Yes, they are, Carl.
Ball on the 24-yard line. 2nd and 8 for the Eagles here. Herman will send Denny to his right. 2 receivers on both sides from the right hash mark. It'll be a low snap taken by Herman. He's under pressure. Fires across the middle, and I believe that is caught by Lachlan.
In and out of the hands of Lachlan.
Just in and out. Oh, he had it in his hands, and I think he couldn't complete the entire catch.
Really good coverage by B.J. Thompson. He had tight coverage all over him and made it difficult. He probably slipped a hand up in there and knocked that ball away out of Lachlan's grab.
Well, the Eagles had a 4th down conversion that helped keep this drive alive. Now it's 3rd and 8. They'd rather not do that again. Trips left, single receiver to the right. Herman drops back on one step, fires to his right. The catch is caught by Bradford for a borrow from Morrow first down. No need for the fourth down this time, and the Eagles enter the Smoothie King red zone at the 14-yard line.
Yes, sir. That was another great catch by that wideout, Brandon Bradford. And it looks like we've got a possible timeout here.
We'll take the timeout with them here on SHN Sports. We'll return in just a moment. The score 27-7, but don't go anywhere here in the third quarter. 2:17 left.
Team Hewlett, the season is here. Beyond this wall are customers in need of transportation and adventure. Now, we've trained hard, studied every detail, and today's the day we change lives and give our customers the great American dream of the open road. Who's with me?
We are Hewlett! We are Hewlett! We are Hewlett! Find new roads in Georgetown and at DonHewlett.com. Don Hewlett, Texas True.
That's Texas True right there.
First and 10 for the Eagles from the 14-yard line in the Smoothie King red zone. Herman bobbles the snap. They jump right back on top of it. That's a loss there as Herman's able to retain possession. But, man, a little heart attack from the sideline right there as the Eagles have had issues there.
And that's okay. Herman corrected that, and he fell on top of the ball this time. That's what we want Herman to do, is to not try and make something happen, but just hang on to the possession of the ball.
Yeah, last time the snap was way too high for Herman to handle, and this time around, he's able to get right back on top of it. It's 2nd and 14 from the 17-yard line. Herman will pump fake, fire to the end zone, looking for Lachlan, and Lachlan is shoved as he tried to make the catch. No flag on the play. That was close to being a pass interference, but that leads to an incomplete pass. 1:42 left to play in the third. What did you see there?
I saw Drayden Dickman wide open running across, heading towards the goalpost. He just kind of missed him on that one. I think he was looking forward to that fade in the corner of the end zone, but I'm with you. I think that was either a well-timed or an early shove by the defense there.
Well, we'll have to call it well-timed for now. Trips to the left, single receiver to the right. 3rd and 14, ball on the 17-yard line in the Smoothie King red zone. Herman will change the play with 9 seconds left on the play clock. He has Denny to his right. He'll drop back for a pass scan to his right, fire to his right. A lob for the end zone and just overthrows his intended receiver on the play. A stride short from maybe coming up with it. The first target of the evening for the Eagles receiver, Drayden Dickman, the sophomore, getting a look for a end zone chance.
At one of the practices, Kelly and I were talking to Coach Griffin, and that's one of the kids he's excited about this year. He's only a sophomore, but he's arguably probably the fastest kid on this program, on this team.
Eagles need 6 here on this drive, and they're electing to go for it on 4th and 14 from the 17-yard line. Herman will drop back, scans to his left, fires across the middle. Making the catch is Cade Lachlan, and then he drops it. No, but the officials will go ahead and mark him down at the 1-yard line, and that is a borrow from Morrow first down in the Smoothie King red zone. And the Eagles here with 1:32 left in the third quarter are going to try and punch one in.
Clutch catch by Lachlan right now. You want that out of your senior wide receiver. And let's see if they give it to Darson, let him run it in up the got too many men on the field. They're probably going to have to burn a timeout for Belton, it looks like. They've got guys running on and off the field on the defensive side. You know, one thing, Carl, we talked about, this is doing a really good thing. This is a long, sustained drive for Georgetown's offense, and you know what that's doing for that defense. They're sitting over there drinking Gatorade and, you know, eating bananas and getting a break and getting to talk with Pat the Legend. And, you know, they're going to come on, I think, recharge, especially after Georgetown scores. If they score, they'll have some renewed energy and have had plenty of rest, and they can maybe get after that Belton, high-speed Belton offense a little bit more.
It was 27-7 at the half, and it is now 27-7, 1:19 until the fourth quarter, and the Eagles are looking to be the team to score here in the third, and that'll give them a little life going into the fourth. So with the timeout still going on, you bring up a good point. The defense that has played really well here throughout the ball game, despite the score, you have to really give them credit for what they've done. They get that rest, which could be helpful in the fourth quarter. Here's the Eagles want to try and punch this one in. 2 men in the backfield with Herman. First and goal from the 1 yard line.
Looking back for the call, double checking it.
Herman, 2 men in the backfield, will keep it himself. Follows his block from Ross into the end zone. Touchdown, Eagles.
Good job, Darson, following that block, knowing to keep the ball right there, and you're using your big fella, Darson Herman. He's just a sophomore. He's 6'4", 220-pound QB, dual threat, and he's our fourth running back, Carl.
The Georgetown Eagle scoring drive for the Eagles started on the opposing 43-yard line after the turnover on downs. They were able to march it down for about 6 yards. Here's the point after attempt through the uprights and good by Carson Salceda. And the Eagles Football Booster Club scoring drive recap adds on one more point as don't go anywhere. The Eagles have a little bit of momentum, a minute 16 before the fourth quarter. We'll be back in a moment on SHN Sports.
You're ready for the future?
And the future is full of possibilities.
Because your dream home
is right around the corner.
If you're ready for the next step,
or 2,
or 3,
we can help. At our bank, we're ready to help you open doors to your future.
Our mortgage team is here and ready to begin your next step.
Doing the right things for the right reasons.
Welcome to our bank.
You belong here.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Eagles will take the field to kick it off, ensuing their long drive that went 57 yards and several plays here over the course of several minutes. And the Eagles had that nice long drive, gave their defense some time to rest before the Extraco Bank fourth quarter. So Carson Salceda, the junior kicker, will try and send this one away. Back deep is Trent West as well as Ruben Jimenez. And I think they're going to try an onside kick here. Salcedo is only going to take a 1-yard charge. He sends this one high and short instead, and one of the upmen will take it as he retreats back to the 30. He's going to try and flip the field, but he is brought down before he can pick up anything positive.
Trey Langhorn with some good pursuit. That's nice seeing him on the kickoff team there. He's very excited about that play as well. He should be.
Minute 12 left here in the fourth quarter as the Belton Tigers will take over at the 22-yard line in their own side of the field. They built up a pretty solid lead, a 20-point lead at halftime. The Eagles were the only ones to score here in the third quarter so far. 2 men in the backfield with Jimenez. Jimenez will keep it as he fakes the handoff to Maurice Reed, finds room on the right side, and he is brought down short of the 30. As that one is again Emmanuel Obina.
Hans Cook almost had him wrapped up in the backfield. He's such a shifty runner. He's just a very talented young man. Hard to get a hold of. There's so many times he should have been stopped in the backfield by our Georgetown kids. And
he's picked up 2 touchdowns on his feet already.
I tell you what, he escapes. He's a very talented young man.
2nd and 4 officially here as the clock picks back up. 34 seconds left here in the third quarter, and it will be a handoff and running up the right behind right guard, picking up the first down, and a little bit more is the carry for Reed, and Reed a little slow to get up on the Belton sideline after the play, and while that gives a new set of downs for the Tigers, that's a tough loss if he's not able to return. And then an offensive lineman goes down for Belton, and I think that'll lead us to a timeout on the field for the injury. We'll take it with them here on SHN Sports. Keep it tuned in. It is 27-14 with 25 seconds left to play in the third quarter.
The Oak Ridge Disciple House is a proud supporter of Central Texas high school football. The Oak Ridge Disciple House is a faith-based, nonprofit 501c3 Christian character building ministry helping men 18 and older who are suffering from drug and alcohol addiction. If you or someone you know needs help, there is light at the end of the tunnel. That light can be found through the Oak Ridge Disciple House. For more information, please visit oakridgedisciplehouse.com.
Well, as we come back from the break, you still got to see a tackle for a loss in the backfield, and I think they missed a little bit of help there from Reed as it was trying to be a keeper for Jimenez, and on first down, he moves all the way back to the 24-yard line, bringing up 2nd and 13.
You know, I'm looking through the binoculars now. Hector Montoya for Georgetown. Our D-line is big. We've got some size down there, and they're going to learn so much as this season goes on.
And the season will continue in just a few moments here on SHN Sports as we head into the Extraco fourth quarter. Extraco Bank fourth quarter. Extraco Bank, let's build some dreams. We'll be back in a moment. The score, 27-14, the Tigers over the Eagles on SHN Sports opening night.
Now that's the sound of Eagle football. While the Eagles deliver on the field, Extraco delivers off the field. Whether it's opening up a small business, growing your business, retirement, or something simpler, we'll work with you to make it a reality. Let's build some dreams.
To learn more, visit extracobanks.com. Extraco Banks is a member FDIC.
Hey y'all, this is Michelle with Schlotzsky's. I've been here since 1997 when we opened our doors right here in Georgetown. As a lifelong resident that is dedicated to this community, I am passionate about our customers here in Georgetown. At Schlotzsky's, we make our buns fresh from scratch. We fuse aged traditions with chef creations. Our employees have over 60 years combined experience in crafting the most savory sandwiches. Satisfy your hunger with the 13 ingredients that make up the famous original sandwich. Schlotzsky's, lots better.
So here we are, the start of the fourth quarter, and Belton decided to call a timeout. That's not a good sign when you have the opportunity to switch fields and you need to burn a timeout, but it is a good sign for our advertisers. We'll be right back here on SHN Sports as actually, you know what, we'll keep it right here. Okay. Plenty of time left. We've gotten to our advertisers. We have great advertisers, by the way. We'd love it if you joined us to help make sure that these broadcasts keep going on SHN Sports, as we don't charge the schools for these broadcasts, and proudly say so. Ideal Signs, custom signage for all of your business needs. Schlotzsky's, serving Georgetown since 1997. We haul buns. Borrow from Morrow, our first down sponsor. Our family, your future, our focus. Visit borrowfrommorrow.com. Smoothie King at Wolf Ranch, our red zone sponsor. And that is blending goodness to fuel your greatness, as well as Oak Ridge Disciple House. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. That light can be found through Oak Ridge. And now we start off the fourth quarter. It'll be a pass from Jimenez out to the flats, picking up a solid few yards on 2nd and 13 is Utley for the Belton Tigers. He's able to find his way to the 41-yard line to make this a 3rd and manageable. Called 3rd and 6. And Abina again with the tackle. He's been all over the field. 11:50 to play in the fourth quarter. They stopped the clock for some reason. That helps out the Eagles. Jimenez under pressure. He's just going to let it go as he gets out of the tackle box. And that'll be incomplete. This time the clock should stop at 11:44. Okay. And the Eagles, trailing by 13, have shown that they're taking advantage of that long break that their offense gave them in the third.
Absolutely. They are fired up. They're giving each other high fives and a lot more pursuit now. It's only 73 degrees. It's an absolute perfect fall night for football. So as long as they're H is taking care of them over there, keeping them hydrated, these guys are going to be flying all over the field. And, like Coach Sniffen said, they all fly to the ball. They're fast. Cade
Lachlan back deep to receive this Belton punt. And whistles stop this one dead. Flags come in, and I think it might have been a false start. That'll back up Belton even more as the Eagles clap their hands in celebration. Yep, false start. So what was a 4th and 6 will now be a 4th and 11. And, you know, dare I say, a score here quickly for the Eagles makes this a very interesting game, as that would make it 27-21. And
I believe it was a game against Richmond Foster, that Cade Lachlan had a really nice return on, so I'd really like to see him. He's standing at the 30-yard line. I'd like to see him return this one.
Lachlan will track it down to the right side. He lets it bounce out of bounds as there was no chance to return that one. And
he must have watched that film.
Yeah, the official will mark it at the 29-yard line. And we got another flag here?
Yep, late flag, just threw way up in there. Something happened there. Dead ball.
Personal foul. They call that on the kicking team?
Not sure if it's a sideline interference or what that was.
We'll see. The original ball out of bounds.
We have our volume still up.
We did lose our signal, so let's go ahead and we might have to ask you to run up there again with another battery.
Cool.
We'll have to solve that issue for the next game. We apologize here as the Eagles have it. It's a low snap taken by Herman. Flags come in as there was a personal foul called against the Belton Tigers that moved the ball to the 45-yard line. Eagles in their own territory. A false start will back up the Eagles 5 yards, and that'll make it 1st and 15 for Georgetown. They will now move back to their own 40-yard line. So trips to the left, a single receiver to the right. Man goes in motion out of the backfield. It's empty backfield for Herman. He's going to elect to quarterback draw it as he runs up the left side and gets to the 50 and then is brought down on the other side of the field as Darson Herman gets the Eagles into the Tigers territory. So a gain of 11 on that play, and the Eagles on 2nd and 4 are able to pick up a borrow from Morrow first down across the 45 to the 44-yard line on a handoff from Nate Denny. And the Eagles trying to answer quickly here to try and make this a 21 or single score game. Lachlan goes in motion, gets the handoff. He's trying to find some space on the left side, goes down the left sideline and is pushed out of bounds after picking up about 8 yards, and that stops the clock at 10:49. And you saw something that made you gasp.
Yeah, somebody's helmet came off. I believe it was number 27 over there. Drayden Dickman, either he got hit or he laid the wood on somebody. I missed it. Some good running by Georgetown. Darson there. A couple plays back, I spied it as I was running back from delivering the battery.
Yeah, we'll have to make sure he has the batteries next time around. And here's a play-action bootleg right. It is a catch made by the
Eagles. Helmet to helmet.
And, yeah, that was close to a helmet-to-helmet. No call there, but way to hold on to the ball by Tyler Hawkins. The tight end makes the catch and picks up a borrow from Morrow first down.
Tyler Hawkins is about the same size. He's 1 inch shorter. He's a junior. He's 1 inch shorter than Darson, and they're pretty good friends. I remember watching them as freshmen. They were always up in the coaches' booth writing all the stats down and stuff for the coaches.
10:30 left to play in the fourth quarter as the clock starts back up. That is not a first down. It is like 2nd and inches here on the Eagles drive as they are in the Tiger territory at the 34-yard line, and a handoff to Denny. Denny picks up the borrow from Morrow first down across the 30-yard line. It'll go to the 29, and that stops the clock at 10-11 for the Eagles, who are trying to answer quickly. Still plenty of ball game left here as they have a fresh set of downs.
Denny, great job of eluding the defenders right there.
1st and 10 for Herman. He lobs it up towards the end zone, and it looks like it was caught. He's yelled, it's caught. It's a touchdown for the Eagles.
Drayden Dickman, he took advantage of Drayden Dickman's fast speed, and they took a shot. Great job for that sophomore. Great job, touchdown.
And what arm strength there by Herman to know his receiver was going to make it, and now they wave it off incomplete. Oh, my goodness. I guess another official had another angle and saw that he maybe trapped the ball because he stumbled on it. Just luckily, we have our feedback you were able to see.
Yeah, they it's funny because Dickman is so fast, he actually had to come back to catch that ball. Darson threw it pretty good, but
2nd and 10 ball on the 29-yard line, Eagles and Tigers territory. Denny gets the handoff, finds the hole on the left side, and is able to scamper across the 25 to the 21-yard line, just a yard shy of the first down and the red zone. Herman will quickly lob this one up to the end zone and looking for another play there in the end zone, unable to come down with it.
19 definitely got away with a little bit of a grab there on Dickman that time.
Yeah, Dickman again had an opportunity, and this brings up 4th and 1, maybe 1.5 here, and the Eagles decided to, they knew they were going to go for it on 4th down if they didn't get the touchdown. So here we are, opportunity for the Eagles to – well, I see Belton backing up a little bit. I wonder what this is about. And, hey, the Eagles will get a penalty here. We did not catch the flag on the field what that was about, but that was on the Tigers. And are they going to call that pass interference? I believe they are. So that pass interference in the end zone will put the ball at the 5, it looks like.
There's a yellow soccer stripe in the end zone. I guess I didn't see it. Maybe it landed on that stripe.
The Eagles are now in the Eagles are in the Smoothie King red zone. Coach Sniffen for the Tigers is asking for an explanation. So are we up here in the booth. But either way, the Eagles are inside the 5, 1st and goal from the 5-yard line for Georgetown at a time where they need it with 9:32 left to play in the 4th. It's a pistol formation for Herman with Denny behind him. It's going to be a quick pass towards the end zone, lobbed up.
Nice,
and
Trussell.
Caught. Jacob Trussell.
Taking advantage of that size against number 19, Connor Whitman for Belton. They like those fades in the corner. Really excited to see Trussell use that 6'6" frame. He didn't even have to hardly jump.
He knew that was a jump ball for him, and he has that length.
He just reached up and grabbed it. Didn't even have to get on his tippy toes or anything.
Well, hey, if you have friends or family that aren't watching, send them the link. The Eagles are on a comeback tear here. Salcedo will send the point after attempt through the uprights, and good. We are going to take a break here on SHN Sports as the Georgetown Eagles mounting a comeback in the second half, 27-21, 9:29 left to play in the 4th quarter. We'll be back in a moment on YouTube.
Team Hewlett, the season is here. Beyond this wall are customers in need of transportation and adventure. Now, we've trained hard, studied every detail, and today's the day we change lives and give our customers the great American dream of the open road. Who's with me?
We are Hewlett! We are Hewlett! We are Hewlett! Find new roads in Georgetown and at DonHewlett.com. Don Hewlett, Texas True.
That's Texas True right there.
Well, another methodical drive there, a Georgetown Booster Club drive. This one started at the 29-yard line. This one goes for 71 yards and is capped off by a Jacob Trussell touchdown from the 5. And Darson Herman didn't have to do much but lob that up for his big man.
Exactly. And, I really also like that they've had another long, successful drive. It keeps the defense on the sideline hanging out with Pat the Legend, the coach there. And that's a nice thing about having that run game that we do this year, or having those options in the backfield with Darson and then all the running backs we have, is you can mix up the playbook a lot, but also you burn some clock, and you're not going as fast paced as we always have in the past. So you get that defense some rest.
Carson Salcedo will take a 4-yard charge this time. Sends this one high and short. It'll be taken by one of the upmen for the Tigers. He fumbles it. It hits the turf, and they hop back on top of it. And the Coach Sniffen is wondering something's going on out there as he's yelling at the officials from the sideline. He might be yelling from his own teammates. Great momentum from the Eagles, as the Eagles have had a pretty solid defensive showing so far here, allowing no points in the second half with 9:26 left to play in the Extraco Banks fourth quarter.
I'm curious what this flag is all about here after the play.
Maybe
man.
a late hit right there. Is coming in to hit him was Caden Wolf, and a little too aggressive there. That's what Coach Sniffen was wondering.
Yeah, and then number 7, Madden for Belton, shoved Caden Wolf, so maybe they saw that. We'll see what the ref has to say.
Yeah, so that's a half a distance to the goal. Oof. They saw the reaction, and Wolf was just going after the ball in all sense. There probably hadn't been a whistle yet as we were watching on the delayed stream on your phone. So thank you for having that up and making sure we look and sound good. But it's first and 10 for Belton here with 9:26 left to play in the fourth. And the Eagles defense now gets a little bit more room behind them as it'll be Jimenez in the shotgun. Jimenez will hand it off to Mike Davis, who will run around right side, and he doesn't go anywhere. No gain on the play. Second down coming up.
I can hear the Georgetown stands all over here. They liked that. Their reaction was great. They're excited to see their defense coming alive, as Rob would say, here late in the Extraco fourth quarter.
Yeah, 9:03 left to play, and I'm sure these Tigers are content letting the clock run a little bit, but they need to pick up a first down. It'll be Jimenez in the shotgun. Second and 10, he rolls out to his left, and he has it go off the hands of his intended receiver. That was Utley, and Utley, you have to come down with those catches in such a crucial situation. Instead, it's third down, and they need the first down big here, but the Eagles' defense has been suffocating here in the second half.
And he saw heard Eric Espinosa's feet running across that turf after him, and it might have made him change his route a little bit because Espinosa was coming for him.
Maurice Reed in the backfield with Jimenez in the shotgun. Jimenez will drop back, looking to his left, firing to his left, finds Reed. Reed has room across the 20, and then he slips up before he is hit down, as I believe the tackle will be credited to Valencia.
Yes.
But Reed stops short of the first down, and this is a tough situation for Belton. You do not want to give it to the Eagles on a turnover on down. They're bringing out their punting unit, it's so close to a first down that this is a smart play.
Look at number 33's hollering to getting the Georgetown sideline on their feet. This is a big deal for Georgetown, getting the ball back down by 6 points with 8:14 to go in Extraco Banks fourth quarter. This is a big opportunity. Let's let Caden get this ball, and it'd be great to see him, get him. Thinking of Caden Leggett from the old days, but have him get this ball. And
William Hayes has to take a bounce on this punt, and he sends it high. It'll go over to the right side, and Lachlan will let it go out of bounds as it takes an angle across the 40, and that's where they will mark it as it went out. So this drive will start at the 40-yard line, 7:51 left, and the Eagles are looking for their first lead of the ballgame.
Folks watching in on the stream, are you excited at home to see what Georgetown can pull out of their hat right now?
I see the comments going crazy.
Yes, we've got 257 viewers right now, and this is really nice to see Georgetown with an opportunity, down by 6 points halfway through the Extraco Banks fourth quarter. Let's see what this Georgetown offense can do, and they're putting things together late in the game, and that's coaching, really, I think.
Here it is, Herman in the pistol. A man goes in motion left to right, and it'll be a handoff to Denny. Denny switches to the left side and is able to pick up 3 yards before contact brings him down. So 2nd and 7 coming up.
Looks like number 41 on the tackle, Sam Ramirez for that junior linebacker.
Option to the right side. Denny looking to make a man miss. Does with a stiff arm across the 45 to the 50 before he's out of bounds. And that will get into the Belton territory. Give him a borrow for Morrow first down.
Yes. Denny's got some speed along with the power. You see why he's committed to Yale and has all those offers. He's got the speed plus the power. It's fun watching him run. I know Kelly Duvall's probably jumping out of his recliner wherever he's at home or wherever right now. He's pretty excited about watching him run.
Two receivers to the left, a single receiver to the right. Bootleg out to the left side for Herman as he's under pressure. As he throws, and that one goes in the air, almost intercepted. Huge sigh of relief from the Georgetown side as that stops the clock on the incomplete pass with 7:22 left to play.
And just unfortunately, just a little miss there. He had Cade Laughlin with Cade Laughlin was out there, had nobody within 10, 15 yards of him, so just wide open. But thank God it was not an interception right there. That would have been a deal killer for us.
2nd and 10. Denny will get the delayed. It's a Herman keeper on the zone read. He gets the first down a little bit more across the 40-yard line. He stops short of the 35 at the 36, and that's a borrow from Morrow, first down.
Outstanding. He read that very well because Denny was gobbled up. He wasn't going anywhere.
And they want to tempo them here on 1st and 10. It will be a handoff to Denny as he goes up the gut. He finds a hole and gets stopped just at the 30-yard line, so call it a gain of 6, 2nd and 4.
You know, it's fun watching this run game, too, because you know what it does? It opens up the pass.
Oh, they're going to stack that box any moment now.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that.
They're inching up. And so, you know, if you're a quarterback, if you're a coach, watching this, you're drooling because it's fixing to happen.
2nd and 4 here. It'll be another handoff to Denny as Denny finds some space through the trenches, gets hit at the 25-yard line, but that's a borrow from Morrow, first down for the Eagles.
Wow. Moving that ball.
They like the tempo there with Denny. As long as Denny has a little bit of a rhythm, they're going to keep handing it to him. He has to get a little bit of a breather here as he ties his shoe, but that's a 26 seconds left on the play clock, and they line up here with 23 seconds on a fresh set of downs. 6:27 left to play in the fourth quarter. Eagles looking for their first lead of the ball game, and it looks like we have
false start on the offense.
Is that what it is? 5 yards here for the Eagles as they back up. That kills a little bit of momentum for Georgetown.
Just gives you more room. I mean, for the
pass.
Yeah.
Well, now that the box is stacked, you're going to see a potential one-on-one situation with these receivers.
4 wideouts. Bradford and Fithian out to the right.
It's going to be 1st and 15 here. Pass to the right side, caught by
Bradford's
Bradford has room as he goes across the 15 to the 10, looks for some space into the end zone. Touchdown, Eagles. They take the lead, or they tie it up at 27.
Outstanding. He had a whole stable full of blockers out in front of Brandon Bradford. Great job. Great quick pass by Darson out to Bradford. Just read really well. That, Coach Beatty was saying they were doing a lot of 7-on-7 in the off season. So that receiver combination is they're dialed in. They're crisp, as they were saying.
We were talking about how that running game opened up the pass game, and here it is, a lead taken by the Eagles off the Salcedo touchdown, and it's time for the Georgetown Eagles Booster Club drive summary. They took it 70 yards in 3 minutes here. There's still 6:13 left to go, but this Eagles defense has not let up a point here in the second half, and the Eagles offense has come to life, as Rob would say. 21 points after only scoring 7 in the first half. What do you think Coach said at the half?
I think they found some things. They maybe found some weaknesses, and there is a defensive back that is not playing in the game right now because of a penalty for Belton. But that's not everything. I mean, those coaches, they always go in at halftime. They make adjustments. We have some highly intelligent coaches, intelligent kids on Georgetown's program, and they just made the adjustments, and they're doing Georgetown football. So much depth, so much experience on this team. So this is a lot of, just motivation for them coming back. This has given them a lot of confidence and stuff. So to have a game, like this where
they come back from down 21 or 20.
Yeah, that's great to see them do this. You love this if you're a Georgetown Eagles fan.
Oh, you have to love it if you're an Eagles fan. Tigers fans hoping that they can make a comeback of their own now, trailing by 1 in the fourth quarter. The Extra Bank fourth quarter. Salcedo sends this one out of bounds. A legal procedure flag will come in, and I imagine Belton will probably take this flat or not elect to re-kick here, but we'll have to see.
Looks like Salcedo's picking up his deal and running off the field, and the defense is ready to shut this down, hopefully.
Yeah, knock on wood. They have been playing a lights-out, shutout second half.
They've had some rest. They've been chatting with the coaches. They've been playing really well in this Extra Banks fourth quarter especially.
They've been running a 3-3 stack traditionally, but they've had a lot of 4-down linemen here in this ball game. Maybe a little bit to complement the contain of the quarterback Jimenez, who's been making a lot of plays with his feet. He has Reed to his right. 1st and 10 here for the Belton Tigers in the fourth quarter with 6:12 left, and a pass is batted down by the defensive line that we were talking about.
Noah Madlow was showing blitz, and he came, and I think he rattled him. Number 5 threw that in the ground, not intentionally, but I think Noah Madlow got in his head a little bit.
So 2nd and 10 here for the Tigers as the clock stops at 6:11. Jimenez in the shotgun, Reed to his right. 3 receivers on the right, and it's a delayed handoff to Reed, and Reed is hit at the line of scrimmage, actually lost half a yard on the play. 3rd down coming up, and, man, Coach Pat has to be proud of this defense so far.
Cole Nelson met him pretty quick and brought him down, and he was assisted by Obaniah. And, man, this is great. 3rd and long, 3rd and 11, 5:48 remaining.
Reed to the right of Jimenez. 2 men in the backfield with Jimenez as he has 2 receivers to his right, a single receiver to the left. 3rd and 11. He's going to roll out to his right, looking to extend the play, and a deep pass down the middle of the field. A lot of bodies there, and nobody came down to the incomplete and 4th down here.
That was a North Shore versus Duncanville Hail Mary right there. You had 2 Belton kids and 5 Georgetown kids back there, and it was to our advantage, but they all jumped up and swatted the ball down. So Georgetown's defense is getting a big round of applause as they run off the field. The Georgetown faithful is very excited to see this 4th down.
Lachlan will be back deep to receive the ensuing punt here on 4th and officially 12. So no real opportunity for a fake punt, but, man, this might be the time for the Tigers to pull one out.
Yep, fake.
As they are going to fake it. It's going to be a run here for Williams, and William Hayes is dropped down around the line of scrimmage.
Number 2, Andreas Langhorn, is pumped up, and so are the coaches. They was the first one to him. He was not fooled on that play. So that gives Georgetown a great field position right now. Great opportunity for Georgetown to extend this league.
Pretty sure Langhorn lives for the fake punt. He's ready for that.
Yeah. This is exciting. Way to go.
5:23 left. The run game's been prominent here, but I get the feeling that they keep the clock running and maybe don't use that tempo that's been to their advantage here as they start this on the Tigers' 31-yard line.
True. I mean, you've got the running backs. Keep it on the ground. Do not fumble the ball.
Herman, 2 men in the backfield with him, 2 receivers to the right, a single receiver to the left, and it'll be a handoff to Denny. Denny has a little bit of room after his right tackle, and he picks up about 4 yards to the 27-yard line. 2nd and 6 coming up here, and let's let that play clock burn down.
Absolutely. Hey, awesome. Good job, Dre.
Hey, we are back here, and we apologize. The Eagles were so hot here in the second half that our internet overheated, but we are back, and Dre Langhorn gets the point-after attempt, 2-point conversion after the Eagles score a touchdown. And you saw the touchdown here as I struggled to get us back on air. Can you catch the fans up?
So the play was from the 11-yard line. Everything was going to the left, and Devin Ross sneaks out to the right, and it's one-on-one, and he runs for the pylon from the 11-yard line from all the way across the field, and he beat the defender there, Devin Ross, with a big Extraco Banks fourth quarter touchdown, and then the fake, the 2-point conversion, and Dre Langhorn gets the 2 points. That's exciting. That kind of goes back to Caden Leggett used to do that. He would go for the Wildcat. So I wonder if that's something they're going to do with Langhorn, do a Wildcat with him. That's exciting.
Well, that almost puts this game out of reach. It's 3:21 left, and it's a 9-point ball game. The Eagles storming back, pitching a shutout here in the second half. The Tigers were up 20 when the teams went into the locker rooms, and here they are now, 36-27. Eagles with, I'd say, a pretty good comeback to start the season, but there's 3:21 left. So let's tap the brakes and let the Eagles try and complete this here, as it is West and Jimenez back deep to receive this kickoff. That'll be high and short from Salcedo, taken by one of the upmen at the 30, and he is dropped right around the 31. And the Eagles have all of the momentum at the moment.
Absolutely, and there's a flag towards the end after the play. The line judge comes in running in from the side. He saw something there that he didn't like. It was right there about where that tackle was happening. Face mask.
It's a face mask. So that breathes a little bit of life into the Belton Tigers here with 3:17 left. They still have to work really quickly, but we'd like to say that Georgetown Booster Club drive recap. The Eagles took it 71 yards for that touchdown, and they skipped the Smoothie King red zone as well as borrow from Morrow first down. We apologize for the stream going out here as Jimenez will drop back. He'll scan to the left, fire deep down the middle of the field. Nobody even within a few feet of where the ball eventually lands as he was aiming for fast wide out on the right side, unable to get anywhere close to it was Madden.
Some of the fans feel like that could have been a pass interference by Eric Espinoza here, but he never really did. Yeah, he never really did get his head turned around, but yeah, that was a clean play there.
So the ball at the 45-yard line. Tigers in their own territory. 3 minutes, 10 seconds left. 2 receivers on both sides. Jimenez will drop back. They have to go through the air most of the time. He has a little bit of protection as he fires across the middle. And a nice catch made for a first down. Coming down with that snag for Belton was Seth Morgan, and that'll move the chain. Stops the clock at 3:05 left to play.
Jimenez really threaded it through the Georgetown defense that time. I thought it was actually going to be intercepted because I thought it went right past one of our kids.
2 receivers on both sides, 1st and 10 in Eagles territory at the 44-yard line. Jimenez has all day to throw as the Eagles are playing prevent defense. Fires it towards the end zone and way overthrows his intended receiver on the play. Goes incomplete.
For first down, he's just chunking it, trying to make something happen. But I think you need to, I don't know. That I guess you can do that on first down. But
they looks like they're trying to go deep every play here because they have 2 scores to make up.
They do, and that also stops the clock with 2:47 in the Extraco Banks fourth quarter.
Shotgun here for Jimenez. 2 receivers on both sides. Jimenez looking for a screenplay, I believe, to read, and that wasn't really well developed as the Eagles made sure that spacing was messed up in the 3rd down here. Obviously, 4 down territory, but they're kind of maybe going for some home run plays. And I also think that Tigers have they're a little gassed.
Yeah, let's hope they don't, keep throwing it, and then slip in a run in there and gash us for a first down or something.
2:43 left to play as the clock stopped on the incomplete pass. 3rd and 10, ball on the Eagles' 44-yard line. Reed clears out of the backfield. Jimenez looks at him in the flats. Instead, he'll run to the left side. A flag comes in the area of a hold, and Jimenez goes out of bounds at the 35-yard line. That would be just short of the first down. Ooh, they'll give him the yard to gain, but this flag will probably move this one back.
I believe so. Let's see what this ref is holding.
So that will make it 3rd and 20 as it's moved on back. And we'd like to say thanks to some of our sponsors yet again. Extraco Bank here, the 4th quarter for presenter. Let's build some dreams. Grand Endeavor Homes, luxury custom homes in the Austin and San Antonio areas. Don Hewlett family of dealership, Texas True. 3rd and 20, the ball on the 46-yard line, back into Belton territory. Trips to the right, a single receiver to the left. Jimenez will drop back for a pass. He's under pressure, rolls out to the right, throws to the right, a low catch made, and back to the initial line of scrimmage for this series of downs as the catch was brought down by Utley.
And they wound the clock. It's running now. It's 4th and 11. All right, Georgetown defense, let's see what we can do here. They've been pursuing really well, giving difficulties for that Belton offensive line.
2 receivers to the right, 2 receivers to the left, and Jimenez will drop back on this spread. And in and out of the hands of the intended receiver as dropping that pass for Belton was Eddie Henry, and that'll be a turnover on downs. And with 1:55 left to play in the 4th quarter, the Eagles are seeing some of the fans in red head towards the exits.
Yep, Georgetown faithful still sitting there. They're excited. Big cheer after that last incomplete pass because that means that, barring any issues, that Georgetown should have this wrapped up with 1:55 remaining.
And this will be a fresh set of downs for the Eagles as we update our scoreboard. That's been a fun thing to do here in the second half, as the Eagles have scored 29 points in this second half, and maybe a couple borrow-from-borrow first downs and victory formation. They went into victory formation down 20 at halftime, and that sent them into the locker rooms where Coach Griffin gave them the blueprint for this second half comeback. Denny gets the handoff on 1st and 10, only picks up 1.5 yards, but the clock is moving, and that's the important thing as 2nd and 9 comes up.
Absolutely. I think they knew exactly what was going to happen there. You know, it's been working really well, handing the ball off to Denny. He's a productive runner tonight. And they just stuffed the line there and made sure he didn't get very far. Just got a 1-yard gain, 2nd and 9.
1 timeout left for the Tigers. I don't know if they have any real interest in using it at the moment. 2 timeouts left for the Eagles. They definitely don't have any interest in using that to stop the clock. 2nd and 9 here in the Extraco Banks 4th quarter, and the Eagles are all tight from the left hash mark. It will be a handoff to Denny. Denny finds some space as he cuts back to the middle of the field, picks up the borrow-from-borrow first down. That'll stop the clock at 1:05 left, but I think the Eagles can feel pretty good here as they are coming back for a big opportunity. And then there's an injury on the field, and we'll take a break here, and hopefully that young man is okay. We'll be back in a moment on SHN Sports YouTube page. The Eagles up 36-27.
This broadcast, our bank. You belong here. We take the time to listen to you and your financial needs and desires in order to help you create unique solutions that will help you achieve those goals. These broadcasts on SHN Sports are made possible by advertisers like these. If you would like to promote your business while also making an impact in the community, email Carl at shnsports.com for more information about advertising opportunities.
Hey, it's Chip from Hewlett Volkswagen in Georgetown. You probably know Hewlett for our true story pricing and great customer service. But now, you'll also know us for our new Express shopping tool. It's 100% online, 100% easy, and 100% awesome. Build your dream car or just find the one you want. Get instant pricing and get instantly excited. And don't worry, no one has to see you geek out. Hewlett Volkswagen, true story. Try our Express store today at hewlettvw.com.
While the Eagle is helped off of the field, hopefully the young man is okay. It's a shame because the game is pretty much over here. The Eagles picked up the borrow-from-borrow first down to the 1:05 left, and I was no math major in college, but I'm pretty sure that they can take a couple of knees, and if the Tigers elect to use a timeout, that might be the only reason that that's not a good idea here. They only have 1 timeout left, Eagles with 2, and the clock starts back up here. 15 seconds left on the play clock, so they're going to have to get a play off a little quickly here as they exit their huddle.
Yeah, that was Nate Johnson,
and now
the center, and Jacob Estrada comes in to spell him, and they'll set up in victory formation.
And Herman takes the knee as they went into victory formation, down 20 to go into the locker rooms. This time around, all they need to do is take one more. Oh, the Tigers go ahead and use their timeout here. So with 41 seconds left on the clock, and I believe that was only a loss of 3 yards. We keep it right here, and you're probably going to be excited about this comeback for a long time, David.
Absolutely. You know, this is a great comeback for Georgetown, for all the adversity. Well, both programs have had adversity. Every football program in the state of Texas has had adversity, but to see Georgetown come back like that, and I think what's really the key is our offense was able to overcome the turnovers. Yes, there were some mistakes made, but you're talking about 54 kids that played football last year here in Georgetown that are back on this varsity program again. So I think that's why they were able to do this, because there's so much depth, Carl.
Film room will be a lot more fun tomorrow after that first half is over with, and the Eagles will take one more knee. No timeouts left by the Tigers. That brings up 3rd down, but a comeback for the books as Georgetown celebrates quite the victory here in Belton. It's going to be a fun 30-minute bus ride back home. Your final score from Tiger Stadium: Georgetown 36 with 29 points in the second half. Pitch a shutout as well in the second half to Belton's 27. The teams will line up on opposite 45s, I believe, or 5 yards apart from each other to show sportsmanship but not touch hands. And as the clock expires, we can now officially make this a final score here on SHN Sports. The Extraco Banks comes to a conclusion, and Eagle Fight never dies in true display right there.
Exactly. They did not quit, and they found a way to come back between the coaching and these kids' experience and depth. 5A Georgetown comes in and has a come-from-behind victory here at Belton against a really quality and well-coached Belton Tigers football team. Belton came out strong, but they just weren't able to do anything in the second half. And our defense, I'm just fine with our D-line. What I saw was just fine. They were able to stop the run for the most part, and our DBs, our defensive backs and everything back there were able to stop some things. A couple of plays got away from them, but once everything settled down and they got back in there at halftime and talked with the coaches and visited with them about everything, his business is normal for the second half. So
it's hard to give out an MVP here, but I think the defense definitely deserved it because despite the 21 points in the first half, they were really actually playing well. They had plenty of turnovers that caused them to maybe be tired in the first half. And then the second half, they just kept fighting and used their momentum to really help lift the Eagles' offense into this 29-point second half. And what a phenomenal comeback here in Belton.
Absolutely. And, our defense got time to breathe because our offense was able to put together some drives, and you see them, putting together that run game that is just so nice. And that gives that defense an opportunity to take a break and, reconfigure and all that. So good job, Georgetown. Great to see the support from the Eagle Nation that came out tonight. And we're 1-0, and that's what you want to do every week. That's what the coaches preach all the time. Yes, there was mistakes. Yes, there was turnovers, but the coaches are down there embracing each other. They're very excited about this. This is a big deal for them to come away from Belton tonight. First game after all the adversity, all the struggles, all the stress of 2020 being so crazy. Friday Night Lights, Georgetown gets the dub.
Yeah, it was the longest off season ever, and it felt even longer than it really was. But finally, what a game worth waiting for as the Eagles maybe had you fretting, but if you missed the second half, you missed quite the ball game. As maybe it looked like Belton was going to 6A, a 5A school kind of thing, but the Eagles showed that they're pretty talented and they can play with anybody.
Well, yeah, and this place is intimidating. I mean, you look to the left, to the facility to the left, it's a 2-story weight room. I mean, this place looks like a college football program up there. You come in here in a 6A program and a bunch of big kids, fast kids, at Belton, and talented program. They've got a lot going on up here, but you know what? Georgetown has a lot of depth, and I think that's what paid off tonight, and that's how we're able to get out of here. And a lot of good film for the coaches to teach for the rest of the week. I can't wait to tune in to the coaches show on Wednesday night to see what we get to talk about with Coach Griffin and the players of the week. We get to figure out who's going to be the players of the week this year. So great job, Cole, up on camera. We really appreciate you up there running the camera. Everything that you got to see tonight was because of his good eye. And next week he'll be on the switcher, running the switcher, and I'll be down on the field. And Kelly will be back next week with you when we host Copper's Cove at home.
Yep, that will be a fun one. Keep it tuned in here. Like, comment, subscribe here on SHN Sports as the Eagles pick up the comeback victory in the second half. Your final score, 36-27. Thank you to Cole Smith. Thank you to David England. Thank you to everybody watching. I've been Carl Schoening. Good night, everybody.